Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Thrown under the bus.
No. Always live. Always real. Always unpredictable.
I'm not okay with that.
It sounded good when I thought.
Log on and join our live conversation.
Yes,
I don't like that.
You're 100% right.
DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to DBL. It is Friday, August 23rd. Yes. I'm here with Brandon, Tori, Stephanie. I am Sam. Let's get right to it. Well, just released police body cam footage shows a mom in shock after she left her 5-month-old daughter in a hot car while she and another adult went shopping at Target.
We didn't do it on purpose, obviously. We just are stupid and forgot that we had a baby with us. I'm freaking out. I'm sorry. I don't know how it happened. Like, how do you forget your baby?
Thankfully, the little girl is okay, but you can hear her 6-year-old sister scream at paramedics as they took her away on a stretcher. Here's what the mom told police. The mom was charged with child abuse and endangerment. So here's the thing, Tori. I can't get behind this. I can't. I always sympathize with parents. I do 100%. I want to sympathize with this mom. As a mother, especially a mother who battled postpartum depression, was not all there. You better believe I would never forget my daughter in a car seat, let alone go to Target. I'm thinking about her 24/7. Even if I had multiple kids, there's no way I would forget my daughter and a child. You can't leave an animal or a child in a car seat.
And I hear you, and I am not a parent, so I trust you more than anyone when it comes to parenting. But there is science behind the psychological effect of forgetting things that you thought you would never, ever forget. It is done. It does happen.
Well, there should be consequences.
And there is, and she will face it. But if you could, I don't think she did this on purpose. And at some point, there is too much going on in the brain, and people do have a moment and forget. It happens to everyone. It does.
I can't
I know
act
you guys
like this
can't get it,
with
but
the
it
millions
happens.
of people that live in this world, the billions of people that live in this world. This happens very infrequently.
Right.
I know that it seems like it's more common because we talk about it in the news, but this is something that doesn't happen that often because most people don't forget about their child for 1 minute, 2 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour. This mother was gone an hour. That daughter is so lucky. That child is so lucky to be alive, Brandon. The authorities said that kid should have been dead, and in fact, that kid was very close to dying.
Shivering.
And this science experiment, there were 2 grown-ups that left this car. So I can't back science on this one to say that there is the brain can be in any sort of state to where 2 grown-ups can leave a 5-year-old.
Guys, it happens.
It doesn't happen that often. It does not happen that often.
I know, but it happens momentarily in lapses, and it's not because they do it maliciously. It is literally scientifically.
Well, there have been people that have done it maliciously.
Yes,
unfortunately, Hot Car Dad, that's the name of the case. So don't think I'm insensitive by saying that. But Hot Car Dad, he did get convicted for purposely
and she had 3 other kids with her at the time, I'm hearing as well. So there are moments. I'm not saying forgive her. She should be punished. But
I try and have sympathy, but I just can't. The only person I'm thinking about, Stephanie, in this situation is the 5-month-old
the baby
dying. Dying of heat exhaustion in that car seat. That's the only
But think how bad the mom feels now.
I'm sure the mom's in her own personal hell. But that child, if that child was dead right now, I just can't. I can't.
It's not even just death. I mean, if you think about it, the things that sadly in our world today, people will break into your car to steal your child. The car, obviously, anything could have happened. Anything could have happened. I mean, there are some very smart cars like Teslas where you can set temperatures and you can lock it and you can watch it on a video, and there's a big screen. One of my friends has got one. There's a big screen and it says, "Do not worry, it's for dogs. My owner will be back. The temperature is set at this." But even so, with a child, you can't ever leave it. The child could have choked. It's 5. It could have had a bit of saliva or spit or
it almost
anything.
died of heat exhaustion. It almost did.
I mean,
it was shivering. It was past the point of sweat. It started to shiver. So it's a very terrible story. It's very sad, and I will try my best to have sympathy for that mom. I will.
I hear you,
believe me, because. Yeah. All right. Well, this is a nightmare scenario for anyone who has ever been in an elevator. A 30-year-old man was crushed to death at his New York City apartment. When the elevator malfunctioned, he was exiting on the first floor when the elevator suddenly dropped. Video too graphic to show captured the moment as the man stuck his hand out, trying to escape halfway in, halfway out, and he was caught between the elevator car and the shaft wall as it fell. We want to warn you.
Oh, dude.
Don't worry, we're not showing the actual video, but we do have a screenshot from the video. So this is also graphic. So we do want to warn you, showing the horrified reaction of the people who saw it happen. Firefighters rescued 5 other people left trapped on the lift after it plunged to the basement. So not only did the people in that lobby area see it, but then, as you know, Stephanie, and I know you watched the video, and I'm sorry that you had to see that. I did not watch it. But the individuals that were still trapped in the elevator saw half of the remains of this young man. They plunged down thinking they were going to die, and then they were stuck
for hours
until they were
a long time.
There's a lot of PTSD that's going to happen with this group of people. So my heart breaks for this young man who lost his life so horrifically, his family, and then those 5 individuals.
Yeah, so this, I wanted to watch the video because I wanted to understand exactly what had happened. And so a few people got off the out of the elevator, and at that moment the elevator plunged, and the due force of it and the momentum, that it's physically impossible for a human to get out at that moment. Now, for the people obviously in the lift, obviously the people watching it from the outside, they can just see him drop, and that was the picture that we saw. They were just stood there in pure and utter horror. They can't help him. The people inside of the elevator, obviously they're then, like Sam said, trapped for a very long amount of time with remains, blood. It must have been horrendous. But don't be scared to get in an elevator, people, because it's 1 in 10,440,000 chances it will ever happen to you. Approximately 30 people have died in an elevator.
So it's rare.
And most of them are technicians that are working on it. So don't be afraid, but just be cautious.
But this one is on the Department of Buildings, because in New York, elevator, because you have to go through strict inspections and safety and like safety inspections. But this particular elevator in this building has been fined multiple times, has had multiple violations.
Negligence.
So when you get on an elevator and you see the last person who has to sign off on who checked that elevator and who gave it the inspection, that person, some heads may roll when it comes to this.
Is that going to happen, Tori?
For sure. There's going to be some legal issues here. Definitely the head of the building, the real estate property owner. It's been, I think, fined, you said, twice. Anything like that is also going to be sued because of physical and emotional distress from all the PTSD people. They get some kind of civil suit as well. Exactly.
Yeah, what a horrific I
can't even look
situation.
at it.
Our thoughts and prayers go out to everybody involved. Well, the FBI has indicted at least 80 people. Those arrested were mostly Nigerian men living in the U.S. who targeted women in love scams, among other frauds. Some tricked elderly women into sending money to fictitious men they thought they had fallen in love with online. They allegedly stole at least $6 million. Listen to officials.
Those arrested today, including 11 in the Los Angeles area, are among 80 defendants charged in a federal grand jury indictment that alleges millions of dollars were taken from victims through a variety of BEC scams, romance scams, and other online frauds.
Wow, and this is more common than people realize. Preying on the vulnerable, people that are desperate, that are alone. Maybe they're a widow. They're not too savvy when it comes to social media, Tori.
Yeah, these people are targeted.
Can you put a warning out there?
Yeah, so if you guys, just viewers in general, if you know someone, usually they're a bit older, they're probably a bit vulnerable, alone, very lonely.
Maybe a widower.
Maybe a widower. Someone who has some ample money from a family member or made it on their own and has a ton of time to spend. They get catfished, they get pulled in. It's a whole deal. It's a romance, and they've fallen in love. And then they're stealing up to, again, I think they got about $46 million dollars here. So it will, even if you think you can avoid it, it can make you, it's a trap that they know they can get you. So help your elderly family and friends. Let people know.
Be there for them.
Yeah, definitely inform.
Check in and say, is anyone talking to you on the internet? You know what I mean?
That's a good question.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Education. A new high school under construction in Michigan is in the spotlight right now. It's designed with safety features to diminish the killing potential in the event of a mass shooting, including curved hallways that reduce a gunman's range. Watch.
We also built these cement blocks that help to cut down on the sight lines further. And it also gives an opportunity for students to hide back behind and hopefully get help from within the classroom. These are going to be design elements that are just naturally part of buildings going into the future.
I'm sorry, but instead of talking about they're putting in $48 million for this school. Instead of talking about new technology, new libraries, resource officers, guidance counselors, we're talking about ways to bulletproof a school.
I know. But that's the reality.
This where we are right
This
now,
is where we
Sam?
are, and believe me, I feel you.
I can't accept that.
It feels like you're putting a Band-Aid on like a gushing wound.
Yeah.
It really does, especially because here's the thing. as a parent, I would say, wow, I would hope that my child's school is equipped to have all these things, because I want my child to have every single possible situation to outrun or get away from a gunman. However, this is where we're at. Bulletproof backpacks, Stephanie.
I know.
New construction in schools. I think we have a photo of a bulletproof backpack, which are everywhere, by the way. And look how it's like.
It looks like it's just every day. No big deal.
Bullet-resistant backpack. Cool. Protection is in. Like, that's what it says. Protection is in this season. That's insane.
Wow.
We're backwards here.
I think we're so desensitized almost, like to the point where, like you said, it's a bright, colourful backpack with a cute little message, or the fact that it's like, we can just hide behind this wall and hopefully someone in the classroom is going to let us in to help us. I mean, I appreciate that people are trying it within their own means to do whatever they can.
Congress isn't doing anything.
But so people are left with no other options. If that means redesigning the school, at least it's something. But I don't think we're getting to the root of the problem.
Now, I'm just saying, now we're seeing the visual effect of a new America. New schools look different. Backpacks look different. That's because there's nothing else that civilians can do but do their own business to try and stop it. Exactly like you said. You will see new schools, new buildings, all of this, bulletproof shooting drills, new language for children. Vernacular has changed. This is the new America.
Yeah, and I guess the backpack says protection is in session.
Yeah.
Just as bad. The marketing. Again, you
we're
guys.
downplaying
I know.
this. We're really
Can you imagine buying this for Sophie? Can you imagine Sophie's first day of school and you buy her that backpack?
Unfortunately, I would want her to be as armed as possible to protect herself.
Exactly.
I wish that we had better legislation in place to protect our children.
Here now. That's where we are.
That's where we're at.
Exactly.
So please chime in, DBL Nation. We want to hear from you. DBL's Live coming up. It's never too late to try something new. Just ask one woman who's starting her own blog in her 90s. And you, the viewer, are our fifth host. One of the most liberal cities in America gets politically correct when it comes to criminals. Your comments on San Francisco's new lingo next.
Oh, I got something to tell you. Hey guys, Kelly Schubert here, the DBL Digital team. I've got Tori here with me. She just got back from a very important shoot. Yeah, Brandon, come on in. I've got something you both will be interested in. Guess what TMZ just released? And I bet Raquel's going to be doing it in the show coming up, but guess what?
The trailer for...
Not a trailer, but close.
The first screenshot
look of
Matrix 4.
Coming to America 2. We're seeing Arsenio Hall is dressed up in character. Let me just show you a quick little peek-see. Look at that.
Simi got old.
So good. It's gonna be so good, you guys.
I know that comedian.
Yeah, me too. What is her name?
What is her name?
Everyone's coming over to see the picture because that's how many people are excited about this. Coming to America is probably...
That's exactly who.
Yes.
Lunel.
Yeah, we interviewed her on the show, didn't we?
Yep.
So Coming to America is pretty much on everyone's top 5 movie list, I'd say,
Hands down.
I mean, everyone's top 5. It's a great movie.
I just remember it's one of the most quoted movies in NFL locker rooms.
Oh, really?
When you're playing a game or you say something, I say a movie quote.
Yeah.
It's 9 times out of 10.
You want to know in theater dressing rooms with theater kids backstage? It's the Lebowski we quote.
Oh, okay.
Big Lebowski.
Perfect. I can't quote that one nearly as much as I can. What? You've never seen it?
I've never seen
You
Big
should see
Lebowski.
it. You should see it for sure. DBL Nation, let us know which one you like better, Coming to
And your
America
favorite quote.
or The Big Lebowski, and your favorite
Let's not put them.
No, they
go up against each other for sure. Yeah.
What's your favorite quote from either?
So let us know, and let us know if you're going to see Coming to America 2. Do you think it will hold up? Here's my question. Are the old guys from the barbershop going to be back?
Yes.
They better be.
They should be dead right now if you look at it.
No, that's the best part. They're going to be super old.
But I mean,
it's going to be awesome.
Because the barbershop, that's the vernacular, that's the talk we have in barbershops. My part, I believe that children are the future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauties you possess inside.
DBL Nation, write us in.
Sexual chocolate.
Sexual chocolate.
Welcome back to DBL. It is time for Fifth Host when we talk about what you're talking about. San Francisco has come up with new language for criminals to offset the stigma that comes with crime. Local officials say by rebranding terms like addict to a person with a history of substance abuse and by changing convicted felon to justice-involved person, the public will change how it views people who end up in the system. And a juvenile delinquent will now be referred to as a young person involved in the justice system. So DBL Nation, will rebranding criminal justice terms make a difference or just make the system more complicated? Take it away, Brandon.
Here we go. Eugene from Facebook says people are still going to know what they did. People who engage in negative behaviors should not be coddled. This will only make them feel better about their behavior. Eugene, I don't think so, because if you think of class A through D felonies, those are 5 years plus. You did something heinous and horrendous. But if you think of something like a class E felony where it's non-violent or something that's non-violent, that person shouldn't have to check that they are a felon on that box, because Sam, you always talk about the recidivity rate when it comes to people going back to jail. The fact that they can't get a good job when they come out is a reason why they go back.
You're
or
right.
A house
or a
apartment.
house.
Well said, Brandon London. Well said.
I agree.
Thank you.
Diane from Facebook says rebranding does not change what someone is capable of doing. I'm all for second chances, but let's protect everyone while allowing criminals to change their lives. I sort of agree with you. I think you should rebrand, but I don't think they did the right rebranding. I think the name they picked was too long. People are not going to check it. It's like, what is it, Fetch? It's never going to take on. It won't work. They could have picked BBDO or really cool people that like advertise like Nike or Apple and picked a really good word that might have stuck. I don't think this one will.
Nellie from YouTube says, I was involved in a fight in college and struggled to find a job as a teacher.
Wow.
Now that I finally found a teaching gig that overlooked my criminal past, I use my life lesson as a cautionary tale for students. Nellie, thank you so much for writing in. And thank God for people like you that will then educate those students and tell them about what can happen in these situations. You're not a criminal. You know what? You're just a normal human that has had a life, and we all get in scrapes here and there, which is why I think some of the terms definitely should be redefined.
I agree. And then finally, Ron from Facebook says, I guess now a bank robber is a person who made an undocumented withdrawal. I hear where you're coming from, Ron. I do. But I think it's really important, especially when it comes to our youth. There's a lot of people locked up in jail for nonviolent crimes, for things that probably you and I have committed when we were younger. We just didn't get caught. And I don't think that they should have to suffer for the rest of their lives. And for the youth out there, it can follow them for the rest of their life.
Yeah, Jay from Twitter says, I'm going to exercise my First Amendment right to speak up and call criminals out for who they are and for what they did. Hey, Jay, you can do that. And like we said, we're not trying to get someone who's has triple murders and finally
any
got
violent
out.
crime.
Like OJ. OJ is a felon, a convicted felon for what he did.
No violent crime.
He was acquitted for the murders, but yes, convicted for the
armed robbery and that sort. You are a convicted felon for that. But with weed being legal,
right?
Someone who got locked up for weed, which is a non-violent crime, why do they have to check the box of them being the felon?
Well said. I think this is a great conversation, so I'm glad we're having it. And thank you for writing in, DBL Nation. We always love what you have to say. Well, Tom Brady is getting a lot of praise online for his recent fashion choices. So our own Stephanie Jones has the details coming in. Hat?
I like that, Sam. So Tom Brady made a bold fashion statement this week when he wore quite the hat to the Patriots preseason game against the Carolina Panthers. Check it out. One user on Twitter said, only 3 people in the world can rock this hat and look good. That's Tom Brady, and Tom Brady. Overall, people seem to be liking the hat, and it's got us wondering what Tom would look like in other iconic hats. What do we think? Does he have what it takes to rock some of these bad boys, take them to the next level? What do you guys reckon?
Okay, all right. And
we're our very
and what's happening now, Brandon? Huh? What's happening?
I mean, we beat Tom Brady in the Super Bowl 2007. Now I beat him in the Hatter Bowl.
Nice.
Because this is stylish.
You look like an American. You look like an American little Peaky Blinders.
I need to have a little Peaky Blinders.
Yeah. Where's Tommy Shelby?
Tommy Shelby.
Come at her.
Tommy.
Yeah.
There you go.
Tommy.
Say it.
Well, I can't say their main slogan.
Okay, you're right.
Their main slogan is good. Their main slogan. What?
Can you Vogue?
What's Vogue?
No,
no,
that's not that. But I was just saying, she looks like she's ready for the streets of Birmingham over the UK with that hat on. She's got this.
Ready for my Peaky Blinders debut. Coming up on DBL, meet a woman who's starting her own blog at 97 years young. Find out why she's doing it next in an empowering Heart Threads.
Today, I am trying my very first Arby's Meat Mountain. Will it be as suspicious as the name sounds? Most likely. Let's give it a go. Now, here is my first viewing of said Meat Mountain, and it kind of looks creepy as hell. There's a lot of cheesy sauce going down the side. I don't know what you guys in America are thinking, even inventing this. This is the ultimate carnivore's dream. I can see we've got some kind of crispy onions glued together in the bun with a delightful barbecue sauce. Not sure about that. Bacon, cheese. I think it's chicken, turkey. I think it's beef or pork. I don't know, but I can't really smell it because it smells so meaty. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about this. Okay, but for you guys, DBL Nation, I'm gonna give this a go. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Well, I got a mouthful of chicken and that tastes great. I think I need to try some of the more meat stuff. I just need to like get in there more. You know what? I actually really like it. That is actually really good. I'm actually not that much of a meat lover, but holy smokes.
Holy smokes.
This is an 8 out of 10. You know what? This is worth, I don't know how much it cost. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't buy this, but however much it was. The smell is a bit intense. It's very meat potent, but the taste is delicious. I think upon seeing this monstrosity of many meaty flaps, it's falling apart. Most British people would be very alarmed. I mean, when I saw it, I mean, what is this? The presentation, Arby's, I mean, you need to work on the presentation game because this is...
Welcome back to DBL. Today's Hard Threads is all about proving that age ain't nothing but a number. Watch how a computer whiz who happens to be in her 90s is inspiring people by writing a blog. This 97-year-old started a blog to challenge stereotypes about aging. A former nurse, Doris Carnavelli, used to write medical textbooks.
I had been ranting about the fact that I thought aging had gotten a rotten deal, that it was much more pleasant, more exciting, and more challenging than I had been led to believe in books and experience.
When the dean of the University of Washington heard the rant, she encouraged Doris to start writing. With help from her granddaughter, Doris started engaging with aging. Honest but uplifting, the blog brings hope to others and keeps her sharp.
I'm still growing. I'm green.
There you go, Doris. We'll be right back.
So I'm Jeff Schroeder, and we're all going to be learning a new word today. So I'm just randomly going to pick something out of a dictionary that's already been preset, and I'm going to give you my take on what I think it is. So let's get our first word. Chlorofluorocarbon. This is definitely on the table of elements, and you inhale this, whether in a gas or pill form, and it makes you run super fast. Chlorofluorocarbon. I didn't get that right at all, did I?
Guys, I'm actually on a top secret mission right now. I can't really talk, okay, I can talk a little bit about it. I'm searching for all you nasty people out there who are sharing beauty stuff together. It's terrible. Welcome back, you guys, to another episode of Beauty Blast. Today, I'm back with the beauty police, and we need to go ahead and make sure that we set out something for everyone, alrighty? Come back in, a little closer. Stop sharing your cosmetic products with your friends. Okay, remember our mothers told us, your grandmother told you, your auntie, your cousin, and all your best friends, not your best friends, they're the one actually committing the crime with you, but your family has told you for years, we shouldn't share makeup with each other, right? but why do people continue to do it? It doesn't matter, guys, if it's a last minute thing, if you forgot your mascara at home, you're about to go on this hot date, that doesn't mean you reach into your best girlfriend Clarissa's bag and pull out her nasty old Revlon mascara that she's had for 6 years and it's all crusty and nasty and brush it on your beautiful lush lashes. You have to take care of yourself a little bit more than that, baby girl, okay? Or baby boy, you know, do your thing. I wear makeup all the time, so everybody's equal here. However, back to reality, we gotta stop sharing makeup once again. Now, the reason why is because we can spread infection like nobody's business. Even as a makeup artist, I make sure to wipe down and clean and use proper sanitizing products anytime I'm doing eye makeup or any makeup on anyone and in between each client. Now, your best friend, I can tell you're not. They aren't doing that. And there's a problem with that. You're putting yourself at risk for so many different nasty, nasty diseases. Let's not do that anymore, y'all. So do yourself a favor, drop by a 7-Eleven if you really need something and pick up something real quick, or the dollar store if you have to. It's better to use something cheap than to use something that's nasty, okay? I'm Gerard for the Slay once again. Make sure you guys are following me at Gerard for the Slay, and we'll see you guys next time.
Welcome back to DBL. We love sharing your comments. What do we have, Stephanie?
Right, we've got on the Bulletproof School, Michael Loveland wrote in on YouTube saying, stop building schools as prisons, real education.
Yeah.
Get rid of school boards, add counsellors, lots and lots of counsellors,
Yeah.
and quit wasting money. And Erica sent us a really great message saying, happy Friday, love the DBL team.
Aww.
Like Erica Cobb?
No.
I'm sure there's other Erica.
I know they're Erica.
No, but
Okay,
when we're
all
talking
right.
about, to go back to the school, it's like we're cutting programming for the arts, we're cutting programming for counselors, but we're adding money to make zigzag hallways. I understand what they're doing, but still, I can't get on board with
It feels like a Band-Aid,
Yeah,
doesn't it?
yeah.
It just doesn't feel right, but I guess that's
New
what
America.
we're at in 2019.
That's
New
exactly
America.
right.
Well, we will see you on Monday, same time, same place. Have a fantastic weekend, everybody.
Happy weekend.
I forgot.
Turn up.
Hi guys.
Hi, guys.
Kelly Schubert here, the DBL digital team.
And Tori Shulman.
It's time for Between the Shows with Shuby and Shulman. Yay, we're here. Happy Friday. I'm here to talk to you about our DBL podcast for Big Brother.
I've heard so much about it. Can you tell me more?
I will tell you more. It's called In the House with Jeff Schroeder and Kelly Schubert. That's me. I'm just a Big Brother super fan.
You
But
are.
Jeff obviously has been in the house twice.
Has he won?
Nope. His wife Jordan has, though. Everyone knows. That's really great. We'd love to have Jordan come join us on the podcast, and we're hoping to do that in the next couple weeks, especially as we get closer to the finale. But it was a crazy week, Tori. You'll
So
have
is
to listen
Christy out? I've heard you guys talking about it. We don't.
Oh. Nope. Stuff went down.
Cool. So how do you find this podcast?
You could go to Stitcher, iTunes, Google Play, Spotify,
and look for
Podbean.
Wow.
And all you have to do is type in the house. But go to the Daily Blast Live podcast first, and then it'll guide you there. It's
Sounds
easier
good.
that way.
And how many times a week is this on?
It's on one time a week because we like to break down what happened during the week, so it's up every Friday.
And how long is the episodes?
It's only 10 minutes. It's quick. You can listen to it on your drive home.
That's
when you're
good.
stuck in traffic, that's the best time for me to listen to it.
It
because
really is.
It makes it go faster. You don't get frustrated. You don't get any road rage. Just listen to me and Jeff ramble about what's going on in the Big Brother house.
Oh, God.
It's pretty good.
That's awesome. So let us know if you're listening or if you decided to listen and maybe
have any questions?
Maybe they'll have a listener of the week.
Ooh, that would be good. And Kevin, actually, one of our DBL viewers, he's the one who came up with the name In the House. So shout out to Kevin. Bye.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Because everyone's talking about this.
Always live, always real, always unpredictable.
You think this hair just naturally stays like this?
Log on and join our live conversation.
I can't believe I'm saying this. I do agree with you.
DBL starts right now.
Yes, Gerard Butler. We've got an all-new interview with the movie star coming up in a bit. Welcome to DBL. It is Friday, August 23rd. It's Friday.
Yes.
Yeah, you got your Friday dress on.
I do. My hair up. You know it's Friday.
Oh.
Okay.
Got step in early. He's got plans after. I'm here with Tori, Jeff, Al. I'm Sam. Erica has the day off. Let's get right to it. Well, just released police body cam footage shows a mom in shock after she left her 5-month-old daughter in a hot car while she and another adult went shopping at Target.
We had a baby with us. We didn't do it on purpose, obviously. We just are stupid and forgot that we had a baby with us. I'm freaking out. I'm sorry. I don't know how it happened. Like, how do you forget your baby?
Whew, thankfully, the little girl is okay, but you can hear her 6-year-old sister scream as paramedics took her sister away on a stretcher. Here's what the mom told police.
I think that these people who do it, who you see on TV, I'm like, God, how stupid are they to leave their kids in the car? And then it happened.
Wow, the mom was charged with child abuse and endangerment. Now, Jeff and Al, you guys are parents, and you have multiples. Both of you have multiples. I only have one kid. So for me, of course, I want to sympathize with the mom, especially because she has multiples. It's hard for me because even when I had postpartum depression, I never once forgot about my kid, especially when she was in a car seat. I never forgot about, I have 4 cats and a dog. They've been in the cars with me before. I've never had to forget about my animals or a child. So the child almost died.
Listen, I understand things happening. You leave a drink on your hood, you turn your back and your kid gets into something. I get that.
But this?
2 people going to the mall. By the way, that one girl had her phone. She didn't forget her phone.
Right.
She had her phone with her. 2 people don't come up with, oh my God, where's the baby?
I agree with you. Unacceptable. Me too. And I hate saying that because I always want to be on the side of the parent. I do.
There's no way.
But I think about the 5-month-old who's shivering in the car seat because this child was on the brink of death. Already had went through heat exhaustion, sweat, all of that. So then it was at the period of they couldn't even cry tears anymore, and it was just shivering. That's who I'm concerned about in this moment.
And I hear you guys.
Only the child.
And I hear you. I'm not a parent, so I'm listening to you guys, and I can't even imagine it myself. But there is science behind the forgotten baby syndrome, and it can literally happen to absolutely anyone. It's part of the basal ganglia. You're going from point A to point B. They had 2 women, 3 kids. They were going to the mall, and they were going to get a plan done. And when your brain is going from point A to point B, you simply don't have enough time. The competing parts of the brain.
But millions of people run errands every day, and it doesn't happen.
Right. It doesn't happen often, but it can happen to anyone. I'm simply saying there's science behind it.
Tori, I'm going to back you up on that 100%. Yeah. I understand this is a weird situation with these 2 women, but a lot of times, like we did see the father that had the twins that unfortunately passed away. A lot of times, especially I could see it happening in the morning when you have everybody. We all have a morning routine that whether you're conscious of it or not.
I can't.
I can't. People?
No, I'm saying take this situation out.
2 people had basal brain, whatever she said. I don't think so.
These women are different. I'm talking about when you have a routine as a parent. If you do this routine every single day for years and years and years, if one thing throws you off that routine, like, oh, you accidentally took your wife's keys, so you had to go back in, and then you left your lunch. Anything that knocks you off that routine, you could forget, especially if your kids are asleep in the back. If they're not making any noise, you could be such on this routine you've been doing for years and years. I'm telling you, it could happen.
Listen,
I'm telling you.
I can't with this one. This
is a weird situation.
This makes me absolutely sick.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is a nightmare scenario for anyone who has ever been in an elevator. A 30-year-old man was crushed to death at his New York City apartment when the elevator malfunctioned. He was exiting on the first floor when the elevator suddenly dropped. Video too graphic to show captured the moment as the man stuck his hand out trying to escape. Halfway in, halfway out. He was caught between the elevator car and the shaft wall as it fell. We warn you, this might be upsetting to some, but here is a screenshot from the video showing the horrified reaction of people who saw it happen. Now, firefighters rescued 5 other people left trapped on the lift after it plunged to the basement. So you not only have this poor young man, Jeff, who horrifically lost his life, but the individuals who had to see the half of the remains in the lobby, and then the individuals who also plunged in that elevator and were stuck with the remains for hours until they were rescued.
I mean, that's therapy for the rest of their life. I watched the video.
I can't imagine.
I wish I didn't, to be honest with you. I'm going to tell you at home not to watch a video, and that's exactly what you're going to go and do is watch the video. I can't get it out of my head.
I wish you hadn't.
I can't get it out of my head.
I wish you hadn't watched it.
Well, I did. You know, bad things happen. It's the freakiest of freak accidents. I mean, I can't. Walking out of an elevator and it collapses.
Now,
you know?
it is a freak accident. 30 people die a year on escalators, elevators. When you think about the numbers of how many people ride escalators, ride elevators, and the frequency of riding those, and most of them are the technicians that pass away.
Yes.
We can feel safe in elevators. There are reasons why there are safety checks, certification checks. Now, in this particular building, there was a couple of red flags there.
Yeah, they had 2 fines for building, literally the elevator being negligent, and I swear they're going to be sued. The whole building will be sued, but so will the people who had to witness that for emotional distress.
As they should.
There was an 11-year-old girl.
Oh my God.
That's
no.
Yeah, it's
no.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the FBI indicted at least 80 people. Those arrested were mostly Nigerian men living in the U.S. who targeted women in love scams, among other frauds. Some tricked elderly women into sending money to fictitious men they thought they had fallen in love with online. They allegedly stole at least $6 million. Listen to the officials.
Those arrested today, including 11 in the Los Angeles area, are among 80 defendants charged in a federal grand jury indictment that alleges millions of dollars were taken from victims through a variety of BEC scams, romance scams, and other online frauds.
Now, Al, what's a warning you could give? Because this is preying on the most vulnerable. And I want people to understand there's a courtship. It's not like just like tomorrow, oh, hey, can I have some money for my sick daughter? No, there's a year-long courtship of
grooming, just like when we see with child predators. It's the same thing. It's you establishing trust, and then after a while we start going, hey, I need $1,000. Could you believe it? It's really.
How do we warn our
one thing
loved
to clean
ones?
out somebody's account,
right?
But to get somebody emotionally involved with you, probably somebody that was at least vulnerable enough to fall for one of these things, for them to give themselves in and then this be a scam.
No heart.
It's more than money. Like, you are forever destroying people that were on eggshells to begin with. I don't understand, but I mean, you know, I wonder if I'm sometimes a little bit complicit in this, because I do watch shows like 90 Day Fiancé, and sometimes you look at people that you're like, I don't know if this person's mentally competent, or catfish or something. Do all those people seem like they're on the level?
Well, I think most importantly is just for our viewers to please have the conversation with your elderly loved ones, yourselves, your neighbors, and just spread the information, because I think a lot of people don't believe this happens as often as it does. Well, it does. And someone you know could be a victim of this right now. So try and have that conversation, because education could really save someone here. Well, switching gears, MTV's Video Music Awards are coming up this Monday with performances by Lil Nas X, Lizzo, and more. And it's been 10 years, you guys, since this infamous moment when Kanye, here it comes, jumps on stage, grabbing the mic from Taylor and saying Beyonce had one of the best music videos of all time. And we're learning new details about the aftermath. Beyonce was backstage with her dad crying, according to Viacom's president at the time. She later, you remember, invited Taylor on stage to complete her acceptance speech. And meantime, Pink chewed out Kanye for ruining the moment for a young Taylor Swift. Later, and I remember this tweet, she tweeted, Kanye West is the biggest piece of bleep on earth, quote me. Jeff, first of all, they've both done well for themselves. They both have fantastic careers. I do remember that moment. I think it wasn't a great moment for Taylor, but I think it helped her. I think a lot of people rooted for her. A lot of people, I mean, the villain was Kanye, but who do you think has the better career now?
Oh, that's hard. I gotta say, I don't know. I don't like this answer, but I think Taylor Swift.
I do too.
You know what? People are gonna not like this. I love Kanye West.
Yeah.
He's like a crazy genius, and he speaks from his heart, and he just jumped up there. It was not the right thing to do. I'm not condoning that at all, but he just goes from the heart, man, and he says what he wants to say, and I respect that.
I don't.
I don't either.
I do.
You gotta have a filter.
He was
you gotta
wasted
be
at the time,
polite.
too.
You gotta be not such a narcissistic.
Hey, you excuse everyone's dirty mess because they're an artist. Why don't you excuse some from a
First of all,
Kanye stage.
I owned up to you when you told me that was an excuse. This is a lot of inside talk, by the way. So I did own up, and I said you were right about that. For this case, I think that Kanye, he's a great artist, but I think as a person, I think he's too narcissistic,
I would make the argument
too
that if you went through
entitled.
all your favorite books and all your favorite albums, a lot of those people would be unpleasant.
Okay, cool.
I think,
but I can also say there's a lot of awesome artists with incredible personas that I want to model and have my child's behavior modeled after.
I understand that, but I would just say that there's a lot of artists that and athletes that came in right before the internet that are now beloved, that if we had a camera on them in the 70s and 80s and saw how they treated people, but it's not fair for the people now.
It doesn't give it an excuse to be a complete a-hole and take the moment of
I'm not saying it wasn't. I agree with you.
You said you love it about
I just
him.
said, did I not? I just said I don't condone what he did. I would never do that.
That wasn't what I was trying to say. So I'm not trying to say that you said that about Kanye. My point was that I just think it is an excuse to just, okay, he's a crazy artist. He can do whatever the hell he wants. I don't think that's right.
I think it was wasted and it was a huge mistake, but it helped both of their careers.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. I think you're right. And look at, we're all polarized about who we love and
10
who
years
has
later.
the better career.
10 years later.
There you have it. And more T-Swift news coming up on DBL. Her new album is out. We'll play some of her new songs and tell you what we really think in New Music Friday. Plus, actor Gerard Butler is on DBL. He's got behind-the-scenes details on Daredevil stunts, including an intense scene with Morgan Freeman in his new movie, Angel Has Fallen. And you, the viewer, are our fifth host. One of the most liberal cities in America gets politically correct when it comes to criminals. Your comments on San Francisco's new lingo coming up next.
All right, guys, Chris and I are continuing this argument, the debate that the panel was having. I think it was totally inappropriate and not okay that Kanye did that. I love Kanye and I love Taylor Swift, but that is not appropriate.
I was okay with it.
No!
Here's why.
He said Beyonce's music is better. It doesn't matter.
No. They were up for the head-to-head with who had the better music video. Beyonce had the better music video.
But who won?
She dances, she's got the choreography, the art is crazy. Taylor Swift was just singing, playing a guitar or some crap like that. It was trash. And I'm just like, they robbed Beyonce that year. And
Too bad, so sad.
And you know what? I'm okay with Kanye saying, you know what? This is wrong.
You're okay with him going up on stage and interrupting her? No way.
Yes.
Let's go to the desk. The
I'm
desk
okay
is
with-
still chatting about this, too. I'm worked up about this. I'm all worked up about this, guys.
We're talking about Kanye too.
Yeah, I just think this is not okay. I love Kanye, but you don't interrupt someone on stage.
No, I didn't say it was
Chris,
okay.
no, Chris is. So I'm trying
Rosh,
to
can you hear me?
Tell the truth,
Rosh,
You definitely.
David, can you patch me
People
your rock,
booed him just,
honey?
afterwards. And when he went back to his seat, apparently, this is alleged, Pink went over to him and was like, da-da-da-da-da-da. It wasn't a good move. It was rude.
Yeah,
Even
I'm sorry,
Beyonce
maybe
was
it's the
embarrassed by
service in
it.
here, but
So
your
I just felt like,
What is it?
yeah, he is a genius. But I also thought, yeah, you can have two things. You can be a genius and be totally rude. Picasso was a total jerk. Did you know that? A womanizer.
Yep.
I think anyone who's like, I had professors or teachers that are genius,
Like Van Gogh.
and they're just weird. They
Okay,
dress
thank you,
weird because they're so genius, they're borderline crazy. It's a real thing.
Okay.
It's a real thing, and I think Kanye is that crazy artist, and I don't like people using that term for excuse
And you
reasons
also
why.
don't use it as an excuse.
Right, but I don't. What he did was terrible. What he did was terrible. I'm saying I like Kanye, though. That's all I'm saying.
I like when you watch like documentaries on famous artists and stuff, they're kind of rude and mean, and it's kind of like when you watch it, you're like, yeah, I expect them. If
I don't
somebody's a
like that
genius,
though.
I just think it's.
I like calling a spade a spade. I don't think because they're a crazy genius that you can say that they can be a narcissist. That
Who's
they can
a
be.
genius that's not a jerk?
First of all, I do not think he's a genius by any shape, means.
You don't think Kanye's?
No, I do not think he's a genius.
All the beats?
His
Nope.
lyrics?
I do. I think he's
And music?
really bright. I think he's really talented. But I think we tend to use that term genius. We throw away that term way too much. I do not think he's a genius.
I don't.
Welcome back to DBL. It's time for Fifth Host when we talk about what you're talking about. San Francisco has come up with new language for criminals to offset the stigma that comes with crime. Local officials say by rebranding terms like addict to a person with a history of substance abuse and by changing convicted felon to justice-involved person, the public will change how it views people who end up in the system And a juvenile delinquent will now be referred to as a young person involved in the justice system. So DBL Nation, will rebranding criminal justice terms make a difference, or does that just make the whole system more complicated? Take it away, Al.
Sam, let's do this. Leanne from Facebook says, these labels do stick with people for life, and we should be more sensitive because people do change. I like that. We should encourage that. Leanne, I got an idea. I want to see if you guys think. How about once you've like served your time, they just put the word smooth in front of criminal.
That's awesome.
Right? And then
That's
you're
awesome.
like, I've been a smooth criminal for 4 years.
I'm vindicated. That's
Yeah,
good.
there you
I
go.
like it.
All right.
I like it,
You're
Al.
smooth.
Yep.
Oh man, Carol from Facebook says it's not what they are called that matters, it's what they did and continue to do that does. I actually disagree with you, Carol, because, and I'll tell you something really silly, but it makes sense. The Chilean sea bass is a fish everyone loves. It used to be called the Antarctic toothfish, and no one used to eat it. They rebranded it, and now it's like this fancy schmancy fish. It does matter. Words matter, names matter. People can't get jobs, they can't get homes. I just don't think this was the right rebranding. I don't think a justice-involved person is like the right name. It's too long.
Yeah.
I love a good sea bass.
Don't you?
I love it. It's my favorite fish. Dan from Facebook says a justice-involved person could mean any number of things. Use language that actually communicates the facts, but without hostility. Former offender would seem like a sensible
Former
term.
offender, that's good.
Here's the thing, Dan. I feel like we're so backwards in society right now. Like, people are like, oh, don't worry, he's just a former criminal. They're okay with that. But if you're a liberal or a Democrat, people hate your guts. I don't understand where we are in society. If someone committed armed robbery, I want to know that I'm hiring someone who committed armed robbery. If you smoked a couple joints, you got busted for weed, that's a different thing. You got to communicate to your boss.
Yeah.
I don't care how you communicate. If you want to sweeten up what they did in terms of words, go ahead. But it doesn't change what they did.
Interesting. Yeah, I think we tend to glob all criminals in one category when you hear convicted felons. So it's important to somehow differentiate that.
I agree.
And I don't know how we can. Maybe
Even by
classes?
the sections, like Class A and E is different than
But most people aren't
non-offensive.
educated. I'm not.
You still did a crime, so you still have to explain yourself.
But we've all done crimes. We just haven't been caught. We've all.
I wouldn't agree to that.
You've never sped. You've never drank under the age.
I'm not talking about that. It's not a felony.
I'm
talking about committing a real crime.
Well,
people need to know that. If you're a convicted child molester, if you rob somebody with a gun.
Yeah, but also people that have drank under the influence underage have been thrown in a juvie. People with an ounce of marijuana, and there's a lot of them, are in jail right now.
I just said that you communicate to your boss. But there are criminals out there, and they're labeled that because they're dangerous.
Yeah, those ones absolutely should be labeled, but I just don't want to see the ones with the ounce of marijuana.
You're talking about differentiating.
Globbed on. And that's what they're
Both you guys are making a good point, because Jeff, if you're an employer and you hire somebody that has a history and you don't inform the employee that, hey, this person has two
and then
armed
something
robberies,
happens,
it's a thing. So
it's definitely
it's your responsibility. That's interesting.
All right, coming up on DBL, a burglar is targeting celebrities all across Beverly Hills. We'll tell you who has been hit so far. An angel has fallen. Actor Gerard Butler tells me what it's really like doing all those scary stunts and faking an American accent when we come back.
Hey guys! Today I am trying my very first Arby's Meat Mountain. Will it be as suspicious as the name sounds? Most likely. Let's give it a go. Now, here is my first viewing of said Meat Mountain, and it kind of looks creepy as hell. There's a lot of cheesy sauce going down the side. I don't know what you guys in America are thinking, even inventing this. This is the ultimate carnivore's dream. I can see we've got some kind of crispy onions glued together in the bun with a delightful barbecue sauce. Not sure about that. Bacon, cheese. I think it's chicken, turkey. I think it's beef or pork. I don't know, but I can't really smell it because it smells so meaty. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about this. Okay, but for you guys, DBL Nation, I'm gonna give this a go. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Well, I got a mouthful of chicken and that tastes great. I think I need to try some of the more meat stuff. I just need to like get in there more. You know what? I actually really like it. That is actually really good. I'm actually not that much of a meat lover, but holy smokes.
Holy smokes.
This is an 8 out of 10. You know what? This is worth, I don't know how much it costs. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't buy this, but however much it was. The smell is a bit intense. It's very meat potent, but the taste is delicious. I think upon seeing this monstrosity of many meaty flaps, it's falling apart. Most British people would be very alarmed. I mean, when I saw it, I mean, what is this? The presentation, Arby's, I mean, you need to work on the presentation game.
Welcome back to DBL. Today's Chatting with the Stars features Gerard Butler. Ooh, earlier I sat down with the charming and talented actor to talk about everything from a wild stunt on set to his very convincing American accent. First, check out a clip from his new movie, Angel Has Fallen.
Don't move, they're tracking us somehow. Just hold still and keep them covered, Murph. I'm coming to you.
Gerard Butler, welcome to DBL. I'm so excited to talk with you about your new movie, Angel Has Fallen. You're back as the Secret Service agent for the third film in the series. Now, what I love about the film, of course, it is a fun action adventure, but it also highlights PTSD. So please tell us all about that.
There's some damaged minds in this movie, which is kind of what caused our plot to progress. But yeah, PTSD, my character has it. That adrenaline buzz that you get so often for these service members, having to come back and deal with reality, which is what Mike's situation is. I think it deals in a very clever, sophisticated way that makes the journey all the more exciting because Mike's really struggling to get through, and also all the more interesting and emotional and powerful.
Yeah, it's nuanced. So amen, kudos to you. And I know you've done a ton of dangerous stunts in your career. The surfing accident in Chasing Mavericks comes to mind. And this film is no exception. Tell me about the stunt you did with Morgan Freeman that involved water also. I heard it was pretty intense.
Yeah, because you feel a big responsibility. You have Morgan Freeman in the water. It's deep. You can drown. And I have to push him down, and we have to do it many times. I have to push him down as deep and for as long as I could without drowning him. So there's some responsibility in that. But and he's not a fan of the water, let me tell you.
Oh, no. Now, you stay in really good shape for all the action roles you play, but your physique in 300 was on another level. Has anything else ever compared to the physical and the mental training required for that movie?
I've put in a lot of training for a lot of different movies, but 300 was another level for me. I was training 6 hours a day. My whole thing in that movie was I want to train so hard that I don't feel like an actor standing in front of the stuntmen, but I actually have their respect. And when I stand there going, oh, you know, how, that they're like, yeah, I'd follow him. He's nuts.
That's amazing. I love your Scottish accent, but what is it like transitioning to an American accent so often for movies? You do it seamlessly. Can you do it right now on the fly?
I don't know.
I do have a really cute dress on today. Tell me I look lovely today in American.
Hey, Sam, you look lovely today.
Thank
Just wanted
you.
to tell you that.
Oh my gosh, I'm blushing over here. Well, your new movie, Angel Has Fallen, is in theaters right now. Thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you, Sam. Appreciate it.
Oh, whoa. My goodness.
He kept going.
I know.
You look beautiful, Sam. You look beautiful.
And I've interviewed him before. He's a very lovely person. I think a lot of people don't understand that here in America, we mispronounce his name. Did you know that?
No, I heard you call him Jerry in the beginning.
Do you know why? Because he likes to cut the BS because most Americans, all Americans, we all call him Gerard.
Yeah.
His name is Jared. Now, there's an R, but I guess in Scotland you don't pronounce that R. So he's like, my name's Jared. And he's so sick of Americans calling him Gerard. So he's always asked me, even on the carpet, call me Jerry. So we stick to Jerry. But yeah,
Jerry Butler is a very different mind than Gerard Butler.
Isn't that funny?
It sounds like Gerard Butler's manager.
Yeah.
Jerry Butler. Some older dude.
He's over it. He really is.
That's
He's like, I'm sick of people calling me Gerard. Anyways, he's awesome, and the movie is really good too. We'll be right back.
Hey everyone, happy Friday. I'm standing in for Brandon. Normally it's him talking to you right now, but today it's me. Anyway, hello everyone. I hope you're having an awesome week and ready for the weekend. You'll have to let us know what you're all up to. Write us in at DBL Nation, put the hashtag on there, and we'll be checking out all your lovely weekend plans. Obviously, we've still got Friday to get through, which means fifth host, which means us having a conversation. What is that conversation, I hear you ask? It is in San Francisco. They are considering changing the names of different felony titles to make it easier for the convicted person to go on about their life after, what's the word? I was going to say redemption, but that sounds very incarceration. Then we had loads of comments about this. Honestly, my iPad has been flooded. So let's have a little look and see what's going on. So Michael Loveland wrote in on YouTube. I bet he's watching now. Hi, Michael. He said San Fran can just stop mangling language. So I'm guessing he's out. He doesn't like it. Elizabeth Chapman Hansen wrote in on Facebook saying, didn't Shakespeare say, once say, a rose by any other name still smell as sweet? Wow. A criminal is still a criminal, even if you call them a justice-involved person. Also, aren't judges, court clerks, bailiffs, and lawyers justice-involved persons? Good, interesting point. It doesn't seem fair to put them on par with the criminal element. You know what, Elizabeth? That's actually a tricky one because that name can be used for both, so that would need some clarification. Let's have a little look what else. Diane Mackley Lebuque. Sorry, that's a bit of a tricky name. Lebuque. I'm not sure. Let us know. I wrote in on Facebook saying changing the name does not change what someone is capable of doing. I'm all for second chances, but let's protect everyone whilst allowing criminals to change their lives. Kimberly Miller Shoshorn. Gosh, there's all the names coming in today. Also on Facebook. I'm a convicted felon. I haven't been in trouble for over 7 years. It's very hard for me to find a job. Oh, I'm really sorry, Kimberly. Obviously, I don't know what happened or what you were convicted of. But we did also have a gentleman who wrote in when I was on the earlier panel, and he said that he got into a little fight when he was at school, and he got a record for that, and it was really, really difficult for him to get a job as a teacher, and he really struggled, and now he uses what's happened to educate the children on how serious it can be and how he's moved his life forwards. But you know, sometimes we all make silly mistakes, don't we? Like if it's a smaller crime, like, I don't know, maybe you did a bit of underage drinking, you got caught, or people have smoked marijuana and been caught, or you got into a little scuffle. It depends what it is. I mean, if you're a bank robber and, you know, or a murderer or something really horrible, then I think that's obviously a whole other level to like a little altercation that's gone a bit wrong, because I bet we've all done things that we regret at times, let's be honest.
Sharing your comments. Tori, please.
Well, Heather writes in and says, when it comes to Taylor versus Kanye, Taylor hands down has the better career. More albums sold, more #1s. It's not even a competition. However, Heather, remember Yeezy, which of course is the fashion line from Kanye.
True.
I think in their own genre, pop and rap or hip hop, they have kind of equal. I think they're sort of at the same level.
A lot of people have this debate.
Yeah, and I think that's because they're right there.
I would say culturally, Kanye's
culturally equal.
I don't know. Here's what's coming up next.
Orlando Bloom gets candid about his relationship with Katy Perry. Wait till you hear how he describes their love. Then, the Queen of Pop comes to Miley Cyrus's defense. We'll show you how Madonna is supporting her in the midst of her divorce. And it's New Music Friday. Taylor Swift's new album is finally out.
Can we always
the brand new track of her own.
watch me, thug bad, watch me.
Guys, I'm actually on a top secret mission right now. I can't really talk. Okay, I can talk a little bit about it. I'm searching for all you nasty people out there who are sharing beauty stuff together. It's terrible. Welcome back, you guys, to another episode of Beauty Blast. Today, I'm back with the beauty police, and we need to go ahead and make sure that we set out something for everyone, alrighty? Come back in a little closer. Stop sharing your cosmetic products with your friends. Okay, remember our mothers told us, your grandmother told you, your auntie, your cousin, and all your best friends, not your best friends, they're the one actually committing the crime with you, but your family has told you for years, we shouldn't share makeup with each other, right? But why do people continue to do it? It doesn't matter, guys, if it's a last minute thing. If you forgot your mascara at home, you're about to go on this hot date, that doesn't mean you reach into your best girlfriend Clarissa's bag and pull out her nasty old Revlon mascara that she's had for 6 years and it's all crusty and nasty and brush it on your beautiful lush lashes. You have to take care of yourself a little bit more than that, baby girl, okay? Or baby boy, you know, do your thing. I wear makeup all the time, so everybody's equal here. However, back to reality, we gotta stop sharing makeup once again. Now, the reason why is because we can spread infection like nobody's business. Even as a makeup artist, I make sure to wipe down and clean and use proper sanitizing products anytime I'm doing eye makeup or any makeup on anyone and in between each client. Now, your best friend, I can tell you're not, they aren't doing that. And there's a problem with that. You're putting yourself at risk for so many different nasty, nasty diseases. Let's not do that anymore, y'all. So do yourself a favor, drop by a 7-Eleven if you really need something and pick up something real quick, or the dollar store if you have to. It's better to use something cheap than to use something that's nasty, okay? I'm Gerard for the Slay once again. Make sure you guys are following me at Gerard for the Slay, and we'll see you guys next time.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Because everyone's talking about this.
Always live, always real, always unpredictable.
You think this hair just naturally stays like this?
Log on and join our live conversation.
I can't believe I'm saying this. I do agree with you.
DBL starts right now.
Welcome to DBL. We are live. Let's get started. Orlando Bloom says he's ready to spend forever with Katy Perry. The actor opened up about their relationship to NBC News host Willie Geist, and he admitted dating her has its challenges. Watch.
The cool thing about what we're doing, and we're learning to do the small together. I think we're both fully aware that it's a mountain to climb and that mountain won't stop in terms of a relationship, because I think that's what it is, and I love to evolve, and fortunately she does too.
So here's the question. Are you okay with your soon-to-be spouse comparing your relationship to a mountain? Are we reading too into this, Jeff?
Yes.
We are?
For sure.
Okay.
For sure, yeah.
I mean, to be honest, I wouldn't love it because at first you want it to be all happy.
Yes.
But it is honest, and they've been together for a long time. So I do think it is like
They haven't been together that long, Tori.
Well, they've been together for a couple years.
Okay.
But it's just like it makes it seem. I don't think you should make it seem like I take you to be my wife.
Mountain.
The next
I agree.
20 years of back-breaking love we have. Like I don't like it should be more. I don't know. It just seems like she's difficult, and he's trying to use euphemistic language to express that.
If you look at the rest of the interview too, tell me if this would bother you, Jeff. So in the rest of the interview, he goes on and on about, they bring up his big proposal, because what he did is he whisked her off in a helicopter to Paris, proposed to her near the Eiffel Tower, or maybe at the Eiffel Tower, and he was like, well, it's Katy who likes the big moments. I don't necessarily like big moments. So he did do you feel like that was a little bit of a dig?
You can't, it's hard to keep up with someone like that, where you have to constantly try to top yourself.
He seems to not be that way. He said, I like small moments. She likes the big
That's what I mean. He's going to get like, listen, can't we just stay in tonight?
Yeah.
Like it gets old.
Yeah.
You have to have a partner that's got your same energy.
Yeah.
Like, let's go out. It's Tuesday. There's going to be some people still partying.
Yes.
You're like,
It's like picking a dog, right? You want the same energy. You don't want like a German short-haired pointer if you're a loungy kind of person. You want like a dachshund or something like that. Now, if you're a runner, get you some Vizslas and totally go for it.
She's right.
But you need the right energy. Do you know what I mean?
See, in the beginning of your analogy, I was like, oh boy. And then I was like, she's right.
That's a good one.
Thank you, Tori.
All right.
Thank you very much. Good job, girl.
Stop while you're ahead.
Okay. Miley Cyrus and Liam Hemsworth did not have children together, but they did share a ton of pets. Speaking of which, Tori, they had 7 dogs, 2 horses, 2 mini horses, 3 cats, and a pig, to be exact. And we just learned that Miley will be keeping them all. Miley is also clearing the air about her divorce with Liam. The singer addressed cheating rumors in a series of tweets, saying, the truth is, once Liam and I reconciled, I meant it and I was committed. I can admit to a lot of things, but I refuse to admit that my marriage ended because of cheating. You can say I am twerking, blank smoking, foul-mouthed, hillbilly, but I am not a liar. Whoa. Miley found a supporter in Madonna who left a comment for Miley saying, you're human, a woman who has lived, no need to apologize. What do we think about how Miley is handling her divorce?
Honestly, I'm not a big Miley fan, and first of all, Madonna, get out of here.
I know.
What are you chiming in for?
I know.
Yeah, you could beat it. But
true.
Honestly, I read Miley's post yesterday, and I respect her for it. You know what I mean? I'm not even a fan, and she just like put it out there, and she's like, "This is what it is." And a lot of people in the media paint a certain picture of what they think their celebrity or whoever these people are, and they're not that at all. So I respect her for doing what she did.
She was protecting her image.
Yeah,
so
good
to
for
speak,
her.
Right? She just, whatever her image is, she wants to own what she believes is the truth.
She gets the transparency era that is now for celebrities like Chrissy Teigen in my mind. She calls it like it is. I know you're going to call me a blank blank hillbilly. I get it. And she calls it out. So she wins in the end. She's
But what if
totally
you're
got
with
it
a
down.
partner?
She 8-miled him.
She 8-miled him. That's exactly right.
What if you're with a partner who doesn't want that? Clearly, he
did
does
not
not
want
any of the attention. He doesn't want to talk about it.
Well,
They're
then
divorced.
you
None
select
of
a
it.
different partner.
Yeah, like the dachshund.
Back to your analogy. You don't go out and get Miley Cyrus if you want to have quiet fireside chats.
That's true.
Like, what are you doing, dude? There's
Scrabble
a million
games with teeth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, if you start seeing more babies on the red carpet, thank Gabrielle Union and Ava Longoria, the two actresses, both new moms, told Harper's Bazaar they want to normalize working moms in Hollywood. That includes bringing their babies, diaper bags, and strollers to red carpet events. Their comments come after a British filmmaker was turned away from her own movie's premiere at the Cannes Film Festival because she brought her infant son.
I get that for that artist, but I got to be honest, and I know all three of you are parents, and I'm not, so this might come across harsh. I don't want to see a baby or a stroller on the red carpet. Unless it's a movie for kids, I have no interest. I'm all there for glamour. That's the whole thing.
Now, some of the actors are, these actors in particular, and it shouldn't matter how much money you make, but some of the actors, we all know, there's only a creme de la creme that are making a ton of money, right? So some of the actors
Are you
may
saying
not.
some of these actors can't get sitters, Sam? Sam, look at me. Sam, no. Sam, come over here. We are friends. Look at me in the face and tell me.
Get a two-shot.
Some of these actors cannot get a sitter for the evening.
I'll give you that. You're right. I guess you can always find someone to watch your kid. But I do like the idea of normalizing it. But I understand, is a baby appropriate on a red carpet with paparazzi and all that stuff?
I mean, people could choose whether they want kids at a wedding or not. Why can't the people who throw these festivals choose if they want kids there or not? It's not a disrespect to Eva Longoria herself. It's just like, hey, this is a grown-up thing. Let's all be here. There's going to be a lot of commotion going on.
Drinking.
She's probably not going to be watching her kid anyway. She's going to pass it off to someone else. So go there and do your work. And if it is a kids movie, bring your kids.
Of course.
Yeah. But I actually like seeing the family photos on the red carpet. I do. There's a photo, if we have it, of Gabrielle Union with her husband and their baby. I blushed over this photo. No, that's a cute too, but there was one photo that was so cute of Gabrielle, her husband, and the baby, and it looked like a cute little family photo. Remind me of when it was Lost in Jordan and Jeff. I don't know. There was before, because I felt like there was a lot of before, when I first met you, I have this vision of when Lawson was this itty bitty baby, and I feel like there was a lot of press with you three for some reason. And I don't know where I'm going with this.
Yeah,
but
that was
Layton's a part of it too, of course. But.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be. I mean, I would love to share that moment with my children and my wife. But if they told me hey, we're not bringing kids, I wouldn't be offended.
Well, Jeff, you watch sports, really quick. There's a problem with this with NBA players at press conferences. They will bring their kids, and the kids are climbing all over the mic, and reporters are like, "Your kid is cute, but I have a story to write."
Yeah,
and it's like you're letting your daughter answer for you. And sometimes the kids kind of cross over into professional life, and it's not.
Right.
People are working.
Sometimes there is a time and a place.
Yeah.
That's what you're trying to say. Yeah, I hear you.
Good job, guys.
Adam Lambert and Usher have one thing in common. Both claim to be victims of a Beverly Hills burglar. This makes them the latest in a string of celebrities to be hit by burglars, but their robbery has a twist. TMZ reports it happened during open houses by a realtor and his accomplice. The realtor was arrested yesterday, and the alleged accomplice pled not guilty. And we do have an update. Their lawyers are firing back, saying this is all false, but if convicted, the two men face a max of 31 years in prison. Whoa. Yeah, you really would. You trust your realtor. They have full access to your home when they're showing it. So, wow.
I do advise people, and I've heard this from realtors. I'm not a realtor. I'm a TV.
Yeah, we understand.
Person. Okay, sorry.
Did you feel like you had to say that?
I don't know, but I was thinking realatory would be a cool name. But anywho, you should keep a secret camera just in case, even from your realtor. At some point, you want to have, that's your house, that is your castle. That sphere is an incredibly important part. So I'd say keep a camera. I do.
Yeah, I think it's important.
I'm not a realtor, though.
She's a TV host, not a realtor. Tom Brady made a bold fashion statement this week. He wore quite the hat to the Patriots preseason game against the Carolina Panthers. One user on Twitter said, only 3 people in the world can rock this hat and look good. Tom Brady, Tom Brady, Tom Brady. This has us wondering what Tom would look like in other iconic hats. Patriot fans may hate us for the cheese wedge one. If you want more of Tom in hats, no worries. Tom tweeted just a few hours ago, if this was a preseason hat, imagine what I've got planned for the regular season. Uh-oh. What do you think, Jeff?
I think we covered the Super Bowl for 4 seconds, and now we're covering Tom Brady's hat. That's great.
It is Tom Brady. People love them some Tom Brady. I guarantee
He's a good-looking guy. He can
people
pull it
are going to
off.
start wearing hats like
I think
that.
he's a fashionable guy. Giselle, I think, has influenced him, but he's always dressed really preppy and well for every news conference, right?
And he can pull it off.
He's a GQ kind of a guy.
Well, he looks like a model, so that helps.
Hold up. I wish we had pictures, and we'll get pictures for the next hour. But there was a phase where Al was really into hats.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We'll get you a photo.
We did a segment there.
Berets.
You had a beret with a pom-pom.
He had a beret with a pom-pom.
Yeah.
He had fedoras. Like, Al went one day
that was a little bit influenced, though.
Yeah, that was There were smooth talkers in there.
We got to get Al some photos of that because, boy, that was a quick phase,
Let
wasn't
us
it?
never speak of it again.
The ladies of the Jersey Shore are on a mission in Washington, D.C. So, Raquel Villanueva, please share the news at the moment.
Well, Sam, JWoww, Snooki, and Dina were hoping to speak to the president. They want to get their buddy the Situation out of jail a little early. Well, they made it to the nation's capital, but they just got the building wrong, picketing the U.S. Treasury instead of the White House. Needless to say, they didn't get the meeting they were hoping for like Kim Kardashian did. Right now, Mike the Situation Sorrentino is serving an 8-month prison sentence for tax evasion, and he'll be released September 12th.
Does anyone think this is like a little bit bad because people are actually trying to get people out of jail for like legitimate reasons? Or is this, I'm just reading too much into it?
You know Mike the Situation. What do you think about this?
Well, first of all, I think they're filming for their show. That's what I think is going on here.
Okay.
So that they're definitely filming. I just wrote his wife because I just caught up on Jersey Shore and I saw their wedding and it was amazing. Like,
you didn't get to go?
No, I mean, I did.
You're not that close.
Yeah, I did one show with her, but I said, give Mike our best. And she's like, I will, thank you.
That's lovely.
All right, coming up on DBL, it's never too late to try something new. Just ask one woman who's starting her own blog in her 90s. And it's New Music Friday. Taylor Swift and
I've missed it and I'm very upset about it. I gotta figure this out. I think, interesting. XOOX says, I hate Tom Brady, and the hat doesn't even look good. Looks like he just left the Hamptons and forgot to get rid of the hat. I do think it looks a little silly. Yeah. He looks like he's about to be like this, Sam. Sam, he's like, doesn't he look like, oh, Mr. Sandman, yes, give me a drink. Right, no one's looking. It is funny, right? Barbershop Quartet, Alex, you guys get it? Okay.
Tori, look at our new graphics.
Oh, that's so
Sorry, I
cute.
heard you say that, but I got. They are graphics.
So we have 2 songs.
Okay, didn't the graphic artist make them?
We're doing Taylor Swift's The Man song.
Oh, I love that song.
And then we're going to do Missy Elliott's new song.
Cool.
She released an EP, has 5 songs on it. And we're just going to open the block with the Lover music video because it's new.
Thank God.
But we've already played that song on the show last week, but it's just a new music video.
Okay, really quick, can we give a shout out to Joel Smart? Stand up. Did you make these? Cool. Big ups to Joel Smart, the editor who made, graphic designer who made these cool signs. Look how cool these are. Thanks, buddy. He's my TV buddy. We have the same taste in TV. I do really think that the hat looked particularly barbershop quartet-esque. So, give me 1 second.
Okay.
I'm listening. Oh, and I have a thing for you guys. A clue.
Okay.
Okay, 19. What God created after the stars per the Bible. I think it's 6 letters and then an S.
Okay.
I thought it was planets.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so it's the heaven. So it's not a bundt cake? What's a rum-soaked cake?
30 seconds.
All right. I'm putting in heavens, y'all.
Here's some water.
Well, great. This looks like a really good Friday beginning. It's like a massacre.
Friday. So you know what time it is? Tori's into it.
Love
yep. Ready for the graphic. Here it is.
Yes.
New Music Friday. That's right. We just showed you the new video for Taylor Swift's song Lover. And now we're going to dive more into her new album, which dropped at midnight. A lot of people are talking about her song The Man. Let's listen. The song is about how her life and career would have been viewed differently if she were a man. Ooh, so let's start with Tori, DBL's resident Swiftie. What score do you give the song and its message?
Yes! It
Really?
reminds me a lot of Beyonce's If I Were a Girl. It has an interesting take on that, and I love the beat. It's a great summer mix.
Okay, Jeff?
I gotta give it a man.
Yeah. Listen, I don't want to be wishy-washy because I love the message, but the beat, meh.
I'm sorry. I'm with Sam on this one.
I know.
Just
the
like,
message is awesome.
when
There's
would
other
you listen to
songs
that?
on there. There's
When
other
would-
songs.
You know, my thing is like, when would you ever listen to that, Tori?
Like if I'm driving to CVS to pick up like some lens crafter, like some lens solution, I'd be putting the windows down to that.
Really?
Yeah.
I loved her music
I
video
would.
with the bold statement with a biracial relationship, even in 2019. Like, that is still a statement.
Totally.
So I love that she makes statements in all of her creative choices. Love the lyrics, but I just wasn't.
It's not my favorite of the. I like the first song a lot. I forgot that you existed.
Don't backpedal, Tori.
Okay, I don't love. You're right.
Moving on to Missy Elliott right now. The rapper released new music for the first time in 14 years. She dropped 5 songs in a video for the single Throw It Back. Let's watch. Let's start with Tori again. I don't think there's any question whether.
Just kidding.
Okay. All right. Okay. Jeff.
Dude, I love Missy.
Yes.
And that's a big old yes from me too.
Yes.
That is a jam right there. That's a jam.
Without a doubt. I
So
mean,
when
she
do
is
you-
just
can
a
I be
living
honest?
legend that's producing music. I mean, it's
When do you
unbelievable.
listen to that music for you guys?
All the time.
Anytime.
Anytime.
That's getting ready music.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
yep.
also a little treadmill, like that bass gets you running.
Okay.
Also gets you dancing, a couple drinks. So
Okay.
come on now, it's Friday.
When would you play that song? Because you were oddly specific with T Swift.
I listen to T Swift almost constantly.
But
and
you
I
were
have terrible
specific
taste in
about
music.
lens
stuff.
going to CVS.
I listen to her for errands. She's my errand person.
Okay.
Missy, I listen in the makeup room. I'm learning a lot about hip hop. I don't know a lot about it, so Dre's teaching me, and I'm learning about Lizzo and Megan Thee Stallion.
Yes.
Hashtag Hot Girl Summer.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay, so Tori's hip. We got
There we
you,
go.
girl.
Yeah, well,
All
she's
right.
learning a lot in the makeup room. That's amazing.
That's amazing. We play
I'm-
music in there.
I
What's
know.
wrong
I
with
said that's
that?
amazing.
I learned to twerk.
Yes, she
You
is.
learned to twerk?
I
Yes.
did.
She just has to fix her face.
Can
Her
I
face has to
ask
stand-
Tori to twerk, Chris?
No.
No? Okay, sorry. It's Daytime TV. I apologize.
good
It's
songs.
all good. All right, coming up on DBL, meet a woman who's starting her own blog at 97 years young. Find out why she's doing it next in an empowering Heart Threads.
I have questions that you and Tori can answer. Tori, I've not listened to the new T Swift album yet. Please enlighten me in the world.
Okay, the first song is my favorite. Well, of the new ones. It's called I Forgot That You Existed, and it's got that it's got a lot of moments. I like when there's moments in a Taylor song. I don't love that song, The My Man, If I Were a Man, something.
I love that song.
Why don't you come and not hide in the
Because
corner? Oh, Rob's a dig no.
Get out of here. He said he wouldn't even listen to it for $10,000. Get out of here, Rob. No one asked you.
That's the only way I'd be listening.
So, talk to the heads.
album I liked was 1989.
That was a great one.
Okay, it's not as good.
So I will tell you
Okay,
this: if
but
for
it's still
anyone
great.
who's interested, Jack Antonoff is the guy from Bleachers, and he was actually in Fun. Remember
Yes,
Fun?
I remember. Yeah.
So he produces Lorde, Carly Rae Jepsen, and people don't know, but Taylor Swift. Almost all of the songs are from Jack Antonoff. The ones I really like Jack Antonoff. So just
It's
so you
that
know,
80s like
it is. There's synthesizer, some trumpets.
So yeah, I like it.
1989.
He did some of 1989.
Exactly.
Okay, the happier ones, like probably like Shake It Off, I bet.
Welcome to New York, he did.
Okay, I got that
believe.
one.
So he's really talented. So if you tend to look or want to look for Antonoff. Now, Bleachers is the name of his band. It's my favorite band in the whole wide world. I've been to see them 5 or 6 times. Great sound. If you're looking for new music, it's New Music Friday. I say Bleachers with Jack Antonoff. He produced all of Taylor's, and he's a great producer.
See, I'm really excited for Missy.
Oh,
Been all-
yeah.
like my childhood is coming back.
I know. Get to free. I didn't know if I could say free. You can.
You can.
But how cool was her dreads going into the braids, into the jump rope?
When it went to the back, and it was
This
back
spoke
talking.
back talk. Do you think that was about back talk?
We also have
think
a
so.
breaking news story that's in. Ruth Bader Ginsburg was just treated for pancreatic cancer again. So good
I thought I was so worried.
Yeah,
No,
you
we just wanted to
freaked us
update you
out.
guys that she's good.
Okay.
Yep.
She's good.
Yep. What do you mean she's
Welcome back to DBL. Today's Hard Threads is all about proving that age ain't nothing but a number. Watch how a computer whiz who happens to be in her 90s is inspiring people by writing a blog. This 97-year-old started a blog to challenge stereotypes about aging. A former nurse, Doris Carnavelli, used to write medical textbooks.
I had been ranting about the fact that I thought aging had gotten a rotten deal, that it was much more pleasant, more exciting, and more challenging than I had been led to believe in books and experience.
When the dean of the University of Washington heard the rant, she encouraged Doris to start writing. With help from her granddaughter, Doris started engaging with aging. Honest but uplifting, the blog brings hope to others and keeps her sharp.
I'm still growing. I'm green.
There you go, Doris. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Hello, hello. It is Friday. I'm Stephanie and I'm back twice in one show. Lucky you lot. I'm only joking. So this weekend it is the VMAs, and of course it is now 10 years since the big feud and bust up between Kanye West and Taylor Swift. Hang on a minute. Wait. He's just stood behind me like nodding and shaking his head. This is Leo, everyone.
What's up, y'all?
Hey, oh my gosh.
Kanye West. What did y'all think of that new Missy album? Let us know in the comments.
Oh, he's gone. He's gone. He comes in, causes chaos and leaves. But yes, it was 10 years ago that basically Taylor was accepting her award on stage. Kanye storms the stage. He then is saying, you know, she didn't deserve it and that Beyonce had the best music video of all time. Beyonce goes backstage crying, and it was Pink comes out like shouting at Kanye, like, oh my gosh. So we've had a few comments anyway. Oh, we were basically saying, who's had the better career since? Is it Taylor or is it Kanye? Now, I think musically from that moment onwards, Taylor's had the better career. I think previously Kanye 100%. But I think career-wise, I think overall Taylor's done obviously extremely well. But I think Kanye's gone on to do better things creatively as an entrepreneur, because like, I mean, he's just a creative genius. Like, look at Yeezys, he's married into the Kardashian family. He's making those homes for homeless people that've got nowhere to go, like a sanctuary. I mean, he has honestly done so much. He's invested in loads of different deals and stocks and shares, and I genuinely believe he is a business mogul. I really, really do. I think he makes some crazy decisions sometimes, but some of them have really paid off. So let's have a little look what people are saying. So Sarah Astracio, I think it is, on YouTube says, I'm going to listen to Taylor's song, The Man, over and over. I put it on a couple of my playlists on YouTube. Okay, so she's talking about, obviously, she's got a new song out today. So I've not heard it yet. Tori absolutely loves it. She loves Taylor Swift, all things Taylor, so she's loving it. Oh, and also, Missy Elliott's got a new song as well. So the same lady, Sarah, also wrote in on YouTube saying Missy Elliott's new song, Throw It Back, is my new favourite song. I mean, it is really cool. The music video is amazing. Did you see those where she had those long braids and the girls were like skipping in the braids? Yeah, I think it's cool. I'm looking forward to the VMAs. I'm looking forward to seeing all the new music. I live for the fashion, the red carpets, and the performances because I just think it's amazing. What do you guys think? Write us in. Are you looking forward to it? Do you think there's going to be another big moment like the old Kanye and Taylor moment? Do you think anything like that will be relived, or do you think that Kanye learned his lesson? I really don't know. We'll see.
Welcome back to DBL. Earlier we were talking about Tom Brady's passion for hats. Well, remember how we brought up Mr. Al Jackson with his famous, we have a photo. He went through a hat phase, but there's one hat, there it is.
There it is.
That's the particular hat I want you all to just really.
That's what you call, that's a decision.
Al, did you think that
I've never seen you wear it since.
I didn't look.
Do you think you looked good there?
Sometimes it's not about looking good, Tori. It's about being interesting. I want to be a conversation starter in any coffee shop I walk into.
I got to stop you because you did a segment about hats at Gorin Brothers.
Yeah, that's right.
And Al Jackson rolls into the studio right after the shoot.
You remember that?
I mean, with hat boxes.
Huge.
I mean, you would think he was Julia Roberts from Pretty Woman rolling into that store being like, big mistake. He came in with hat boxes, his beret on, he had a little pep in his step. It's something that I will remember forever.
It was, that was a good shoot.
Do you still have the hat boxes?
I certainly do. I'm not getting rid of those.
Do you ever wear the hats?
I did for a while. I think I burned them out. Like, my friends are like, it's enough with the hats. One of my friends called me Uncle Buck. So yeah, that was enough of that. But I really enjoyed them.
Oh, it's too
Jeff,
good.
you had like a New York like Apple cap. What happened to that?
Yeah. I usually break it out for the winter.
You have like a Peaky Blinders hat?
Yeah. It's a winter thing.
Yes. Okay, so I think we have time to listen to Missy Elliott again, too, do we?
I want to hear
Okay,
that.
good. Let's listen to Missy Elliott again, because many people are requesting
What's the name of the song?
She's unbelievable. That just mood.
Yes, I'm ready to go.
We have some comments for Al that people just wrote in.
Oh, I can't wait.
Michael Loveland says, I think Al could and should rock some hats, but also, Naomi says Al in a hat is so much better.
Wow.
Which is interesting. And then someone wrote about that one. John
back-fisted compliment.
John Venturini says, it's not about looking good, it's about capturing an attitude. # style by Al.
That's right.
Oh, yeah, remember Al Fashion Jackson?
Yeah.
Whatever happened to that?
I think we saw the hat, and that's what happened to it.
Yes, that's right.
The producers are like, no.
I wear a hat tomorrow in Louisville, where I'll be performing at the Comedy by the Bridge.
Go see Al Jackson. Head to your website. What's your website?
AlJacksonLive.com.
AlJacksonLive.com. Get tickets. He'll be in Louisville tomorrow. We'll see you Monday. Bye, guys.
Kelly Schubert here, the DBL Digital team. I'm tracking all the breaking and trending news. Tori has something to tell us.
Guys, one of the long ones, you ready for this, was Carol. Just listen, Carol King. I love her. I'm thinking natural woman, right? But then I realized King is lowercase. Usually Carol King would think the clue, it would be an uppercase. So it means a Carol King, meaning a king in a Christmas carol. What's the only Christmas carol king? Oh, good king, Wenceslas. It was Wenceslas.
It's not We Three Kings of Orient.
No, what's the one king's name in a carol?
I don't know.
King Wenceslas.
I don't know what you're
Jewish person,
saying.
and I know that.
It sounds like you're talking gibberish to me. I don't know what you're saying.
All right, fine. I'll ask one more for you guys. You guys wrote in animals for what you were correct. Someone gave me the correct answer on what did God create after He created the
animals,
stars.
of course.
Nice job on that.
Of course.
Okay, so there we go. Rum cake. We have 5 letters with an S included, and we think it goes blank, 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 AS. If it's animals. We had bunch
cake is the
rum-soaked cakes.
And what is it? Blank, 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 blank.
AS. Like boas would fit, but it's not boas. No, it wouldn't fit.
This has
No,
been
that
a
wouldn't
real
fit.
riveting break.
I think
GBL
it is.
Nation.
People ask me to do this.
No, I think they are. Also, the podcast is up.
Oh,
exciting! Yes, it's up on iTunes, on TuneIn.
You're really into telling
on
this
Stitcher.
list. Why is she so into it?
On Google Play.
And
on
Podbean.
iTunes. Did I say iTunes twice?
And Podbean.
No, I got it. John's giving it a thumbs up. It's up, guys. Check it out.
Seems like that's your one thing you want to talk about today.
No, I just always want to try to get the 5 places that
We
it's
can
on
tell.
right,
We
and
can
I
tell.
never do, and I just nailed it.
Oh, well, I also nailed Wenceslas, so we all are winners.
Bye.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Because everyone's talking about this.
Always live, always real, always unpredictable.
You are totally off base here.
Log on and join our live conversation.
I can't believe I'm saying this. I do agree with you.
DBL starts right now.
Ooh, thank you, Gerard Butler. We've got an all-new interview with the movie star coming up in a bit. Welcome to DBL. It's Friday, everybody. Yes, August 23rd. I'm here with Tori, Jeff, Al. I am Sam. Let's get right into it. Well, just released police body cam footage shows a mom in shock after she left her 5-month-old daughter in a hot car while she and another adult went shopping at Target.
We didn't do it on purpose, obviously. We just are stupid and forgot that we had a baby with us. I'm freaking out. I'm sorry. I don't know how it happened. Like, how do you forget your baby?
Thankfully, the little girl is okay, but you can hear her 6-year-old sister scream at paramedics. They took her away on a stretcher. Here's what the mom told police.
I think that these people who do it, who you see on TV, I'm like, God, how stupid are they to leave their kids in the car? And then it happened.
The mom was charged with child abuse and endangerment. Now, Jeff, listen, I want to always have sympathy for parents,
Yes.
always. And I know you do too. We always lead with that. In this case, I can't imagine ever leaving Sophie in a car seat.
I'm with you on this one. Listen, parents make mistakes. You turn your back for a second and your child gets into something, you leave things on top of your hood, you're forgetful. I get that. Going to the mall and shopping with another person, and you leave it. I mean, the moment I walk in the mall, I'm like, oh, that would look cute on Lawson. That'd be cool for Leighton. Where's Leighton? Like, oh my God, I forgot. You get back in the car. You didn't forget your phone. I saw that shot. You didn't forget that in the car, but you forgot your kid in there. I don't, this is bad.
I understand that, and I just want to give a little part of the other side of it because there is scientific evidence behind this. It's called the forgetful baby syndrome, and it literally, the scientist says, it can happen to anyone. When you have a habit in your basal ganglia, that's the part of the brain that makes point A to point B, and you do it over and over again, and you miss one step, you can easily forget. Now, they had 3 kids between 2 parents. They were in the mall. It's a 5-month-old. They have never been to the mall with that kid or haven't in a while. And it feels like she missed a step. Now, it's horrible. She deserves punishment, but it is scientifically possible. And I don't want to blame anyone because it can happen.
Okay, listen, I fully appreciate that side of it. And Al, I want you to come in. You have multiples. I only have 1 child to worry about. You 2 have multiples. So did this parent. I only am thinking about this little baby that barely escaped death. So it sounds like, oh, it was a matter of minutes. No, it was an hour. It was really hot outside. That kid was past the point of sweating, of tears, was shivering, and that's like the very last stage before you finally pass out and die. So that's the only person I'm really worried about right now.
Yeah, I mean, it is strange. I mean, there are situations that I've read about it. There was a gentleman, unfortunately, a couple weeks ago that left his twins in the back of his car as he went to work. But again, that work things that happen in the morning, they fall into more of a routine. I doubt that these women are going to the mall every day at the exact same time. This seems like a trip that was planned. They were able to get the other 2 kids in the car. Somebody had to fasten this child in the car, so they released. It's not like they switched drivers or anything. I wouldn't I don't know why there wasn't a sobriety check given. You know,
There might have
because
been.
let's be honest,
There might have
like
been.
people get after it earlier and earlier nowadays.
An hour, man, I get walking to the doors, even getting into the mall.
Right.
But I mean, like that, you're going to remember. An hour seems a lot long for me.
I completely agree with you. But chime in, DBL Nation. We want to hear from you as well. Well, this is a nightmare scenario for anyone who has ever been in an elevator. A 30-year-old man was crushed to death at his New York City apartment when the elevator malfunctioned. He was exiting on the first floor when the elevator suddenly dropped. Video too graphic to show captured the moment as the man stuck his hand out trying to escape. Halfway in, halfway out, he was caught between the elevator car and the shaft wall as it fell. Now, we warn you, this might be upsetting to some, but here's a screenshot from the video. We're not going to show the video, showing the horrified reaction of people who saw it happen. Firefighters rescued 5 other people left trapped on that lift after it plunged to the basement. Tori, you're not even able to look at the image. It's not of the scene. It's just
I just
of
don't want that in my
individuals.
head because I will think about it a lot, and so I just don't want it.
Well, luckily, we're not showing anything. I mean, I watched the video, so we're not showing anything too horrific on here. Luckily, I'm telling you not to watch this video, which means you guys are going to go out and watch this video. But I watched it this morning, and really, it's bad. It's bad. And I can't imagine what the people in the elevator are going through and are going to continue to go through.
One being an 11-year-old witnessed that, whether the 11-year-old, if someone wants to give me the details, was actually in the elevator or in the lobby, but still witnessed the remains, so to speak, and the horror. I can't imagine ever recovering from something like that. I pray that they do.
I mean, what do you say to something like this, except for the fact that it does remind you that life is random. We watched a video the other day where a school bus headed towards a stadium full of people, and some people survived. But it's just like, this is all just dumb luck.
But there's there's negligence here. I appreciate you saying dumb luck, but there's negligence.
I mean, think about the number of people that have taken that elevator. I mean,
you're right.
You know,
you're
but
right.
I understand what you're saying. Like,
there's been two fines on this elevator. The manager of that apartment complex, the last person that checked on that elevator, shame on them, and I'm sure there's going to be lawsuits following. Well, the FBI has indicted at least 80 people. Those arrested were mostly Nigerian men living in the U.S. who targeted women in love scams, among other frauds. Some tricked elderly women into sending money to fictitious men they thought they had fallen in love with online. They allegedly stole at least $6 million. Listen to officials.
Those arrested today, including 11 in the Los Angeles area, are among 80 defendants charged in a federal grand jury indictment that alleges millions of dollars were taken from victims through a variety of BEC scams, romance scams, and other online frauds.
So just for our viewers really quick, if you have elderly people in your life that somewhat aren't really tech savvy, that's who they focus on. Women who might be widowers, who are really lonely, they have a lot of extra time, and they have a lot of extra money, maybe from a family member or insurance.
Or retirement.
So questions to ask. Are you talking to anyone online? Is anyone talking back to you? Are you in a relationship? It might be uncomfortable, but the most common people that you would never ever think get sucked into this. They are good at this, very, very good. Take that advice and run with it, seriously.
Yeah, wow, good advice, Tori, thank you. Well, switching gears here, MTV's Video Music Awards are coming up this Monday with performances by Lil Nas X, Lizzo, and more. And it's been 10 years since the infamous moment when Kanye jumps on stage, grabbing the mic from Taylor and saying Beyonce had one of the best music videos of all time. We all remember that. And we're learning details about the aftermath. Beyonce was backstage with her dad crying, according to Viacom's president at the time. She later invited Taylor on stage to complete her acceptance speech. We remember that. Then Pink, in the meantime, ran over, got in Kanye's face, chewing him out for ruining the moment. Later, she tweeted, Kanye West is the biggest piece of bleep on earth, quote me. I remember her tweeting that too. But who do you think has had I remember when this happened, you thought, is this going to end Taylor's career? Is this going to end Kanye's career? They both have had incredible careers. Who's had the better career in your opinion?
That's tough to say. I mean, they're both at the top of their industry or whatever in their genre, I would say. I don't like this because I like Kanye better, but I think Taylor might be on top.
I actually think they're pretty even in their own genre. So pop for Taylor and Kanye for hip hop, and I mean culturally wise, they are at the top of their game, and I think they're right there. I think that's why you can't pick a winner. They've done equally well. He's done Yeezy, so he's got a lot of money too.
I do think that Taylor has more of the, and I guess it shouldn't matter. Maybe it should matter when it comes to looking at someone's character. But I think Taylor has had the more consistent character when it comes to being a persona, but for some reason, I think Kanye gets away with being the consistent moral
I think he's spoken several times on his issues with mental health, and I think that when we saw him have certain, like the situation at the White House, I think everybody on both sides are like, this seems like a person that's not really mentally where they should be. So I think that we've kind of come to understand, and whether you like it or not, people forgive Kanye because he does produce hit after hit after hit, and people, the more you entertain them, the more leeway they give you.
And think about this, they're kind of similar in a weird way, right? They're both pretty open about their past relationships in their songs. Like their anger and fear about his mother and her mother. Her mother has cancer right now and she has a song about it. He wrote about his mother dying in a lot of the songs. So in a weird way, they're kind of similar.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, they're very open and transparent with their fans.
And I think that attracts people,
I think so
right?
too.
But also causes conflict.
Yeah.
So
What
interesting.
do you say? I'm on TV talking like it's just you and me, and people really respected Kanye for that.
Seriously, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, interesting. Well, more T Swift news coming up on DBL. Her new album is out. Tori's so into it. We'll play some of her new songs and tell you what we really think in New Music Friday. Plus, actor Gerard Butler is on DBL. He's got behind-the-scenes details on daredevil stunts, including an intense scene with Morgan Freeman in his new movie, Angel Has Fallen, and you, the viewer, are our fifth host. One of the most liberal cities in America gets politically correct when it comes to criminals. Your comments on San Francisco's new lingo next.
Hey guys, Kelly Schubert here with the DBL Digital Team. I'm tracking all the breaking and trending news, but I was just listening to our podcast, giving it a little listen as it goes out and up on the interwebs, and it's pretty funny. I do an Irish accent at the end, which I didn't even know I could do, so check that out. Make sure you make it to the end. Let's go talk to the host and see what they're doing. Hey guys, what's up? Yeah, Tori.
It was Baba's. So all of you who wrote rum baba cake, it was Baba's. So we're gonna figure out this crossword corner. Notice how Kelly just ran away as soon as I started talking. So we have bars, Baba's, cents. So this is 14 across. Integrals calculation in calculus. A blank, E blank. Integrals calculation in calculus. Apex. Anyone know? I'll also do one down.
I don't want you to
two down. Theater of a sort. A blank 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 E. Any help? You guys have gotten 4 so far on a Friday. We're doing really well. We're almost at the northeast corner. Nope, northwest corner. Anywho, couldn't be more geeky. We're gonna move on. Jeff, what are you doing this weekend?
There's a rugby tournament in town, and I'm big into rugby now. So it's offered here in Denver. It's huge here in Denver. So I never had a chance to really watch rugby. I don't really know exactly what's going on. That's what I'm doing.
Hey, that's fun.
I mean, I played football my whole life. It's similar to football, but there's very different rules.
Don't they all start in a huddle?
It's a scrum.
Oh, sounds like.
I would have called it a huddle too, girl.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Your skin looks
I'm getting you up on the lingo. There's actually people there with like wearing like badges
to tell you about it.
And you could go up to them and ask them like what the rules are and what's going on here. So there's people all to get you informed on what's up.
Do you think it'd be so cute for a baby's room to have a rug with rugby players on it?
Oh, like it's cute.
Right?
I love that.
Like rugby.
If you want your kid to grow up with
obviously
problems.
there's 2 personalities here.
I'm surrounded by a devil in my angel.
It's a rugby.
Isn't that funny? A rugby.
Rugby.
And maybe there's some bees on the rug. Thank you very much. I'm really getting into
Your
this.
kids are going to have a great sense of humor.
Welcome back to DBL. It is time for Fifth Host when we talk about what you're talking about. San Francisco has come up with new language for criminals to offset the stigma that comes with crime. Local officials say by rebranding terms like addict to a person with a history of substance abuse and by changing convicted felon to justice-involved person, the public will change how it views people who end up in the system. And a juvenile delinquent will now be referred to as a young person involved in the justice system. So, DBL Nation, will rebranding criminal justice terms make a difference, or do you think it's just going to make everything more complicated? Take it away, Al.
All right, Sam, let's do this. Elizabeth from Facebook says, well, a criminal is still a criminal even if you call them a justice-involved person. Also, aren't judges, court clerks, bailiffs, and lawyers justice-involved persons.
Interesting.
Yes, Elizabeth, yes to both of your statements. I think we're in the infant stages of this, to put it nice. I would like to see some euphemistic language come in, just so we do give people a fair chance when they paid their debt to society to come out and get a fair shot without people prejudging them. But you're right, justice-involved person is not working for
It's not the right rebranding name, is it? It doesn't roll off the tongue. No, I don't think it's going to stick. Kimberly from Facebook says, even after 7 years, it's still hard for me to find a job as a convicted felon. Kimberly, thank you so much for writing in and being honest and open about that. I'm not sure people really understand, for very non-violent first offense, sometimes you do get a felony. And on the job application, it just says, have you been convicted? There's no follow-through. I think you either should allow for follow-through, there can be an explanation, or rebrand it with a name that's not this, because this kind of stinks.
All right, Noel from Facebook says, a criminal act doesn't need a special name. It is what it is. How people view the crime is up to them. Noel, I think you hit the nail right on the head, at least for me. You know what I mean? It doesn't change what you did just because you sugarcoat the name. I'm with Tori on this one. I think what you need to change, who cares about the name, is the job application.
Yeah.
What were you a felon for? I smoked some weed. Well, that's a lot different than armed robbery.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think we need to differentiate in that way rather than the name.
Yeah, it's hard to tell, like, what's a fight in high school or like something way worse. And you know, Class C, Class D. I don't think regular people know. I don't know what that means.
Yeah. And Bree from YouTube says, this is bigger than just being politically correct. It's freeing people from the stigma that often lands them back in the system. You're right.
like
The
that.
recidivism rate is very high because of the stigma. A lot of people feel like that they're trapped. They can't get jobs and they can't pay bills, and then they end up doing criminal things to make ends meet. So you're absolutely right with that. I think something needs to be done. I just don't think we've figured it out yet.
Yeah. I think edit those job applications is a good start, even with the class A, B, C. Let me know what class it was if you don't want to say what it was exactly you did. Then it lets me know, okay, nonviolent, let's give a person
Do you
a
think
shot.
there should be a way for you to eventually expunge some things off of your record?
Yes.
Yeah, I do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Strongly.
Yes.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Especially
propose
for
that
our
somebody
youth,
that
like-
did something at 20 is the same person
No.
at 44.
You're absolutely not the same person. Yeah.
Yep. I'm looking at one last comment that just came in. Felons are felons. The new lingo is not accurate. The change to addict is progressive. The juvenile label should have never been so negative to begin with. That's Sarah Estacio. Thank you for writing in.
All right.
Coming up on DBL, a burglar is targeting celebrities all across Beverly Hills. We'll tell you who has been hit so far. An angel has fallen. Actor Gerard Butler tells me what it's really like doing all those scary stunts and faking an American accent when we come back.
Hey guys, today I am trying my very first Arby's Meat Mountain. Will it be as suspicious as the name sounds? Most likely. Let's give it a go. Now, here is my first viewing of said Meat Mountain, and it kind of looks creepy as hell. There's a lot of cheesy sauce going down the side. I don't know what you guys in America are thinking, even inventing this. This is the ultimate carnivore's dream. I can see we've got some kind of crispy onions glued together in the bun with a delightful barbecue sauce. Not sure about that. Bacon, cheese. I think it's chicken, turkey. I think it's beef or pork. I don't know, but I can't really smell it because it smells so meaty. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about this. Okay, but for you guys, DBL Nation, I'm gonna give this a go. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Well, I got a mouthful of chicken and that tastes great. I think I need to try some of the more meat stuff. I just need to like get in there more. You know what? I actually really like it. That is actually really good. I'm actually not that much of a meat lover, but holy smokes.
Holy smokes.
This is an 8 out of 10. You know what? This is worth, I don't know how much it cost. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't buy this, but however much it was. The smell is a bit intense. It's very meat potent, but the taste is delicious. I think upon seeing this monstrosity of many meaty flaps, falling apart, most British people would be very alarmed. I mean, when I saw it, I mean, what is this? The presentation, Arby's, I mean, you need to work on the presentation game because this is just...
Welcome back to DBL. Today's Chatting with the Stars features Gerard Butler. Ooh, earlier I sat down with the charming and talented actor to talk about everything from a wild stunt on set to his very convincing American accent. First, check out a clip from his new movie, Angel Has Fallen.
Don't move, they're tracking us somehow. Just hold still and keep them covered first. I'm coming to you.
Jerry Butler, welcome to DBL. I'm so excited to talk with you about your new movie, Angel Has Fallen. You're back as the Secret Service agent for the third film in the series. Now, what I love about the film, of course, it is a fun action adventure, but it also highlights PTSD. So please tell us all about that.
There's some damaged minds in this movie, which is kind of what caused our plot to progress. But yeah, PTSD, my character has it. That adrenaline buzz that you get so often when for these service members, having to come back and deal with reality, which is what Mike's situation is. I think it deals in a very clever, sophisticated way that makes the journey all the more exciting because Mike's really struggling to get through, and also all the more interesting and emotional and powerful.
Yeah, it's nuanced. So amen, kudos to you. And I know you've done a ton of dangerous stunts in your career. The surfing accident in Chasing Mavericks comes to mind. And this film is no exception. Tell me about the stunt you did with Morgan Freeman that involved water also. I heard it was pretty intense.
Yeah, because you feel a big responsibility. You have Morgan Freeman in the water. It's deep. You can drown. And I have to push him down. And we have to do it many times. I have to push him down as deep and for as long as I could without drowning him. So there's some responsibility in that. But and he's not a fan of the water, let me tell you.
Oh, no. Now, you stay in really good shape for all the action roles you play, but your physique in 300 was on another level. Has anything else ever compared to the physical and the mental training required for that movie?
I've put in a lot of training for a lot of different movies, but 300 was another level for me. I was training 6 hours a day. My whole thing in that movie was I want to train so hard that I don't feel like an actor standing in front of the stuntmen, but I actually have their respect. And when I stand there going, oh, you know, how, that they're like, yeah, I'd follow him. He's nuts.
That's amazing. I love your Scottish accent, but what is it like transitioning to an American accent so often for movies? You do it seamlessly. Can you do it right now on the fly?
I don't know.
I do have a really cute dress on today. Tell me I look lovely today in American.
Hey, Sam, you look lovely today.
Thank you.
To tell you that.
Oh my gosh, I'm blushing over here. Well, your new movie, Angel Has Fallen, is in theaters right now. Thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you, Sam. Appreciate it.
He is absolutely a delight. And one thing that I think most Americans don't know is that we mispronounce his name. That's why I call him Jerry, because he prefers to be called Jerry. Just, so I'm not trying to be cute. But his name is Jared.
Not like your dress.
But his name is Jared, and in Scotland, you know, they don't pronounce that R. So he said, I get frustrated. Everyone here in America calls me Jared or Gerard. My name is Jared. Jared, stop with the Gerard. So we all mispronounce his name.
It's weird because my dad's name is Jerry. It's weird to think of him as a Jerry. You know what I mean? He's like a Gerard. You know? This is Gerard.
You're right. Yeah. Right?
I feel like Jerry. That's my boy.
Jerry, coming up on DBL. Orlando Bloom opens up about his relationship with Katy Perry. Find out how he chooses to describe it. And Madonna is throwing her support behind Miley Cyrus. What she said about the young singer later in the show.
Guys, guess what?
What is that?
I ordered a salad from the Cheesecake Factory, okay?
Oh, yeah.
And I asked for the lunch version of the salad.
That is the lunch version.
What in the name of God is this? I could feed an army. I could feed.
Can I have some?
Yeah. It's It's the barbecue ranch chicken salad. It's my favorite salad. But this isn't right. This is a this is not even a bowl. It's a trough. This is a trough.
That could feed a family of 5.
That's ridiculous. So, do you want some?
Mike has a bowl. Oh my God.
Here, buddy. I just think anytime, honey.
May I have some more?
Oliva. Thank you. Oliva. It's really good, but like no one needs this. This is outrageous. And by the way, I love you, Cheesecake Factory. I don't mean to be dissing you, but again, I am trying to maintain a figure, if you will. And this is not going to help because there's a lot of fried
massive,
stuff.
man.
Okay, enough people have said it. I'm trying to call it out so people don't be like, hey, nice salad, Tori. So anyway.
That's like a super unhealthy salad. And then you're like, at least I'm eating a salad, okay?
It's not really healthy. Anyway, let me know if you've seen a bigger salad and from where. All right, thanks, guys.
Good question.
Welcome back to DBL. We love sharing your comments. What do we have, Tori?
Well, Sarah Stasio wrote us. I love when she writes this. She says, I was a teen mom, and I feared being inadequate, but once my baby was born, I knew the preventative measures I needed to take to make sure this never happened to my child in any care. She says, when my sister and I had our multiple children together, we did a head count when we would get out of the car, so that you just have a routine list that you run down and you always do a head count. It's a great opportunity.
Kids in the car, yeah.
Yeah, it's a smart move to make.
Yeah, it is.
Even if you think you might not do it,
right.
1 in a million, it might happen.
Yeah.
So it's a smart move. So thanks, Sarah.
Yeah. Wow.
It's not a classroom. They had 3 kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know when
And
one's
2 adults,
missing.
and
Yes.
2 adults.
Yeah.
I know. It's just
hard to imagine. I know.
I get the point, though.
Heart-wrenching. Wow. Well, we have 30 seconds. What should we do to kill for 30 seconds?
Well, I'll tell you guys this. I'm very excited. I'll be in Louisville.
Yeah.
Weekend. Yes.
Tomorrow?
Saturday, tomorrow night.
Okay.
It's one show. It's at Comedy by the Bridge.
Cool.
Are you question marketing?
Now, if they go to your website, can they find
Yes,
the
they can go to
deets?
my website.
Okay, so
Yes,
aljacksonlive.com. All right.
Or
Google.
Comedy by the Bridge.
Or Comedy by the Bridge, if that's the place indeed.
Yes, you were looking at me, so I was like, am I saying this weird?
Take a picture of the bridge for us.
I will.
Here's what's coming up next on DBL.
Orlando Bloom gets candid about his relationship with Katy Perry. Wait till you hear how he describes their love. Then, the Queen of Pop comes to Miley Cyrus's defense. We'll show you how Madonna is supporting her in the midst of her divorce. And it's New Music Friday. Taylor Swift's new album is finally out.
Can we always be this close forever and ever?
All right, Hi DBL Nation. Everyone here knows and loves the Rolling Stones. I would venture to say no one has disagreed with me in this little pod that I'm looking around at. But did you know now they are going out of this world? NASA has named a rock after them that rolls on Mars. I can't make this up. Robert Downey Jr. was involved in the announcement. Everyone was speculating yesterday he was going to join NASA. It was going to be this big thing, but it just turned out to be a rock named after the Rolling Stones. So what do you think of it? Should they start doing this more? Would you be more into space if it was named after your favorite bands or just classic rock bands in general? Like maybe there should be like a T-Swift Comet, Missy Elliott Meteor Shower. I'm just going to go in with this. I'm just thinking of all the new Music Fridays that are coming up, so you definitely want to listen to that. I am really loving the new Missy Elliott track. I know I'm going off tangents now, but I just think it's really cool. You know how much I love space and NASA and cool news for me. I was going to tell you facts, but I don't want to bore you. Anyway, I will talk to you next break. Bye.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Because everyone's talking about this.
Always live, always real, always unpredictable.
You are totally off base here.
Log on and join our live conversation.
I can't believe I'm saying this. I do agree with you.
DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to DBL. We are live. Let's get started. Orlando Bloom says he's ready to spend forever with Katy Perry. The actor opened up about their relationship to NBC News host Willie Geist, and he admitted dating her has its challenges. Watch.
The cool thing about what we're doing, and we're learning to do the small together. I think we're both fully aware that it's a mountain to climb and that mountain won't stop in terms of a relationship, because I think that's what it is, and I love to evolve, and fortunately she does too.
So here's the question. Are you okay with your soon-to-be spouse comparing your relationship to a mountain, Tori?
No, I've got to be honest, I wouldn't love that. If we were just getting married and he's like, it's going to be a long, hard, back-breaking climb, I would be like, oh, that sucks. But it is true. It is a mountain, and you do have to work on it. But I would have liked more gushing. It's going to be a waterfall of love.
Maybe he's just one of those people, and I actually appreciate this, that just it's like there is no fluff. I tell it like it is. Like if he's the type of person that just wants to be real open and honest about how hard a relationship can be, right? Maybe maybe that is the best metaphor for a relationship, because you do, as he said, you do have to constantly evolve. If one of you evolves and the other one doesn't, you're stuck. So he has some really honest, truthful points.
But what if somebody described, like, if I was being interviewed and they were like, what's it like to work with Sam? I'd be like, well, it's every morning. It's like getting up and stepping on Legos in the dark. Like, no, like, yeah, you would be like, that's a terrible. It's like, you want to be like, I love work every day. And I don't know.
I get it.
I don't think that I don't want to speak for you, but do you look at your relationship with Mark as a long, hard
No, that's not how I would describe it.
There are bumps on the way, but it's not like every day I'm like laying on my side.
But what if it's just a really dry person? Are we reading too much into this?
Maybe he's hoping for the best and expecting the worst. You know what I mean? I don't know. Katy Perry seems like she's I don't want to say, I'll say it, high maintenance a little bit. You know what I mean? Like,
you think?
From the engagement that they had, it's like
if you got to keep keep topping yourself, it is going to be a long.
He did mention the engagement. It's interesting that you brought that up because he did go out of his way to mention that engagement was more for her because she likes big moments. The helicopter ride to the Eiffel Tower in Paris whisked her away. That's not how he would have handled it.
Embarrassing.
He wouldn't have
I think
handled
all
it
that stuff is so embarrassing.
These are two little, and again, we're speculating here, but red flags of some situations is they don't have the same energy, kumbaya-ness. They're just two different people. He seems to want to hang out and lounge, and she seems to be like, let's go party. That's just what I'm picking up.
You're picking up.
Is that party happening in 1983?
Yeah, I like it. I want to go to that party.
Slayer.
Hey, sign me up. That sounds good to me. Miley Cyrus and Liam Hemsworth did not have children together, but they did share a ton of pets: 7 dogs, 2 horses, 2 mini horses, 3 cats, and a pig, to be exact. We just learned that Miley will be keeping all of the pets. Miley is also clearing the air about her divorce with Liam. The singer addressed cheating rumors in a series of tweets, saying, "The truth is, once Liam and I reconciled, I meant it and I was committed. I can admit to a lot of things, but I refuse to admit that my marriage ended because of cheating. You can say I am a twerking, blank-smoking, foul-mouthed hillbilly, but I'm not a liar."
Those lyrics from her last song.
Miley found a supporter in Madonna who left a comment for Miley saying, "You are human, a woman who has lived. No need to apologize." How do you think Miley's handling her divorce, Jeff?
You know what? I'm not a Miley Cyrus fan, but I read her Instagram post, and I applaud her for it. You know what I mean? A lot of people paint her with the brush that they want, and they think she's all those things that she said, but she's not. And she's like, I believe her when she says I didn't cheat. I do believe her, so I respect her for sticking up for herself.
I think she's often had to play that character. Remember Hannah Montana? She just was nothing like that character. So she's used to having to be like, yo, that's not me at all. So I think she did a nice job here in setting the record straight and calling herself what other people are already
Right,
call
gotta
her.
get ahead of it.
She gets ahead of it, and then you don't need to call her anything. So smart move on Miley's.
And I mean, I think the thing that we're glossing over here is that statement had the ring of truth to it.
Yeah.
It's the way people, when people aren't lying, they just talk differently.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, look, Jeff, we both know I've done this and this, but I would never take anything off your. There's like the way people phrase things.
I believed that.
That just sounded
good for
truthful.
her. You gotta protect your
And also,
your
if
image.
she didn't cheat, don't give me that, oh, my camp is leaking things. Your camp is you.
Yeah.
All right? So if that's coming out that she cheated, that's coming from her dude. And if she didn't, that's not cool.
Fair enough. Look at Al taking a strong stand on Miley and Liam. If you start seeing more babies on the red carpet, thank Gabrielle Union and Ava Longoria. The 2 actresses, both new moms, told Harper's Bazaar they want to normalize working moms in Hollywood. That includes bringing their babies, diaper bags, and strollers to red carpet events. Their comments come after a British filmmaker was turned away from her own movie's premiere at the Cannes Film Festival because she brought her infant son. Wow. I mean, I love the idea of normalizing parenthood, mothers and their infants, fathers and their infants. But do you think the red carpet's the right place for babies? What do you think about that?
You know what? If they said you could bring your sons, I'd be ecstatic. I'd love to share that moment with them on the red carpet. If they said don't bring your babies, I wouldn't be mad at the person who's doing the film festival.
Just like if you were coming here, right? And they're like, Lawson's welcome to come
the red
today,
carpet and here are not
maybe
the same place, Sam. The
You
red
don't think
carpet,
so?
no. It's a place where people expect to see things that aren't mundane. If you went to go see the Blue Man Group, and he had his kid in a stroller next to him while he's banging a gigantic neon drum with paint in it.
I would love it. No, you're right.
It would look weird. There's certain times when you don't want your kids around. I love my children. Baby Ford next to me for 45 minutes is not going to be cute after a while. It's like when you're working, mommy and daddy, if they have the means, should pay for a sitter.
And I have to be honest, I don't think, and I like that they're putting on the good fight for that woman and that director, but this isn't sort of the fight to make for me is like, yes, let's let kids be on the red carpet. I'd rather them speak about parent leave and stuff like that. That's more important to me.
Well said.
Because I just don't care. I'd rather see glam and fashion, and it's a lot of bulbs in babies' faces that if it's a movie for kids,
it doesn't seem like it'd be enjoyable for the baby anyway.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right, well said. Well, Adam Lambert and Usher have one thing in common. Both claim to be victims of a Beverly Hills burglar.
Oh my God.
Yep, this makes them the latest in a string of celebrities to be hit by burglars, but their robbery has a twist. TMZ reports it happened during open houses by a realtor and his accomplice. The realtor was arrested yesterday, and the alleged accomplice pled not guilty. And we do have an update. Their lawyers are firing back, saying this is all false, but if convicted, the 2 men face a max of 31 years in prison. Whoa.
I don't know if they're firing back. What are your lawyers going to say?
Back, yeah.
Dude, this guy's done.
I mean, Wow, that's crazy because you are entrusting this realtor to show your house. All of your valuables are in there. I've always wondered that. Have you ever gone to an open house and you're like wondering, wow, there's valuables everywhere? Would you be worried?
I mean, first of all, these guys are idiots. To be selling multi-million-dollar houses is a payday in itself.
Just sell the house.
And you're going to steal a couple knickknacks from around and ruin your career?
Yeah, they would go and sell it, and then they would put money back, and they would split the deal, the realtor and the guy who would come and steal. And at some point, these celebrities are going to have a camera that you don't know about. Yeah,
I know.
I think that's probably how, I'm speculating, got caught.
But what's your commission on a $20 million house?
It's greed, and it's stupid.
Greed.
And it's also how much can I get away with? It's a lot of pushing the envelope.
Right.
It's just dumb.
Is there? When's the rule? I figured this out like 3 or 4 years ago. You can't do anything anymore.
Yeah.
There's no more petty
Imagine
theft.
there's a camera
everywhere. There's no more anything.
Yep.
Like people still like, I'm just gonna take this right here.
No.
We caught the woman trying to destroy the sand castle. There's a camera. Her friend was filming her being filmed.
Yeah, you're right.
You can't do anything anymore.
Don't do it.
Too. I hate it.
Yeah, don't do it. I know. It's just, it's so low. Good one, Sam.
Yes.
A new
Words to
credit.
live by, everybody. Don't go that low. Bam, shock her out.
Michelle Obama, when they go low, we go high.
That's it.
All right, that's a better one. A new credit card, not from a bank, but from Apple. It's a titanium card, but the card is not as tough as the company claims it to be. It comes with a warning. It may scuff easily. So Apple's suggesting do not put this in your jeans or your leather pants.
Okay, I gotta be honest. I read the Walter Isaacson book on Steve Jobs. It's an enormous book. I loved every second of it. This man who created Apple was a genius, and he thought in very small details, so much so that the very first iPod, they inscribed on the inside just to show that every little piece was important, right? He would be so outraged that Apple and Johnny Ives, who's no longer with the company, who created stuff, made this kind of a card. They're slipping. The idea of Apple is sleek, smooth, user-friendly. Now it's gonna scuff and all that.
You can't put it in your jeans?
Smart. Steve Jobs would be rolling over in his grave. He picked the flooring for the Apple stores from Florentine tiles and which one would go next to each other because he's so much a perfectionist. This is really bad for Apple.
Would that
true
deter
Apple lovers?
both of you if you wanted a really sleek titanium credit card, but you knew it was going to have scuff marks all over it? Would that deter you?
Somebody watched a Steve Jobs documentary
I
before
read
they
the book.
came.
It's amazing.
No, who cares? I don't care.
So would you want scuffs or not want scuffs?
No,
That's the question.
I don't know.
You don't want scuffs?
I would prefer no scuffs.
Jeff,
Okay, would you want scuffs?
Jeff,
I don't want scuffs.
We've waited, and I'm sure you've waited tables in fancy places. Whenever you've gotten a black Amex, like the weight of it,
amazing.
and I think that's what that's trying to
That's what
mimic.
I'm
It's just
saying.
like when you hold like a black Amex, like that platinum, you're
It's
like,
unbelievable.
Steve
And
Jobs
then
would be
the funny
horrified.
thing is too, when sometimes I would wait on people in the distance, I'd be like, oh my God, it's a black card. I'd pick it up and it's like the Chase
card.
Chase one that they try and make look fancy.
Did you pick it up like this? Ooh.
No, but I'd be disappointed. I would, because sometimes my tip would reflect if it was a.
That's the one I have, the Chase one.
Hey, I don't blame you.
It comes with good benefits.
I bet. Tom Brady made a bold fashion statement this week. He wore quite the hat to the Patriots preseason game against the Carolina Panthers. One user on Twitter said, only 3 people in the world can rock this hat and look good. Tom Brady, Tom Brady, Tom Brady. So this has
Cam Newton rocks that hat.
First of all, I think he looks ridiculous in the hat. This has us wondering what Tom would look like in other iconic hats. Patriot fans may hate us for the cheese wedge one. And if you want more of Tom and hats, no worries. Tom tweeted just a few hours ago, if this was a preseason hat, imagine what I've got planned for the regular season. I think he looks ridiculous.
He looks like he's in a barbershop quartet about to be like a Mr. Sandman.
Totally. Yes.
He's so stupid looking, and I like his fashion sense. I'm sorry, you look really. And he went to Michigan.
Tori, that's what men fear. Like when we try and
That's a
step
bad
out there
hat.
fashion-wise, you have to support us a little bit.
No, that's
Okay,
not a good
Al,
choice.
I know you're defending the hat because you went through a phase. Do we have a montage of Al's phase? I hope we do. Yeah, Al Jackson, first of all, Al looks good in hats. He does. You look great. Now, the one on the far hour left, which is the beret with the poof on top, let me tell you, let me paint a picture. Al went to a hat shop here in Denver for a segment for DBL. Something became of him because he walked in here like Julia Roberts on Rodeo Drive with hat boxes. I mean, hat boxes. I mean, like 6 hat boxes and then his beret with the poof on top. And you skipped. You floated in here.
Come on, Al. Let's say what happened.
They made me feel pretty in there. It was great in there.
Say what happened.
Did they serve you guys a little something, something?
You get a shot with each hat you buy. Al started with 1 and then came up with 3.
Yeah. So Al's the type, so I've worked in retail too, and you do serve certain customers with a glass of champagne because you hope that they'll be, it'll reflect how they open their wallet. It works for you. It works.
You got 3 hats.
Yeah.
So you have a hat trick.
Yeah, hockey reference.
That was hat trick.
I'm astonished by this.
It's so quiet.
How quiet it is.
It's silent.
It's like
I actually like that.
No. There's always chatter.
Right.
There's always chatter in there.
It's a talent. I'm telling you, it is a
Mike
talent.
Better right now. He's like, Mike Better is like embarrassed.
He's clipping it right now.
Mike Better is like embarrassed.
Now Mike's got his.
I looked over to Mike Better after that whole moment, and his face was like flushed because he was embarrassed for us.
Mike, quit watching biking and get back to work.
Caught.
Busted.
Yup. Coming up on DBL, it's never too late to try something new. Just ask one woman who's starting her own blog in her 90s, and it's New Music Friday. Okay, so we have a lot of hat comments. So we have Sarah Astasio. Al has a good hat face. He does. Sue Bruce.
Sarah said hello from Cleveland yesterday. I want to say, what's up to you, girl? How you doing?
Nice.
Hometown.
Sue Bruce on YouTube says, looks like a gondola hat. It does. The Tom Brady hat looks like a gondola hat.
Have you been on a gondola?
No, but we were in Venice because I didn't know they were so expensive.
Yeah.
So when we went to Venice and we went towards like down in the canals and we asked how much a gondola ride was and they're like 80 euros, that changed things real quick. Yeah, it's like 150 American dollars for like a 10-minute gondola ride.
Yeah.
Have you been on one?
I have. I did that the last USO tour we did.
Oh, how cool.
We were in Italy. But we were taking the boat to get back and forth. They like, you can rent these like tiny speedboats.
Oh,
you can rent the charters.
Fancy.
Well, it was just cold.
So you never took a gondola, you took a speedboat?
No, we took a gondola once we got there.
Oh, cool.
And I was like, yeah, that was okay.
That's cool. Yeah.
I feel uncomfortable when people are physically doing something that move me. Like a pedicab.
Yep.
I don't like that.
I know.
Man.
I know. I took a
I don't-
pedicab
I
once
feel
in Austin.
uncomfy.
And I felt really weird about it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like a person.
It
it's
is.
like, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel weird about that too.
Yeah.
And then Michael Loveland says, I need to go hat shopping with Al and edit his choices. A good hat makes the man.
There we
See
go.
Kurt Russell in The Thing. Now that's a hat. And then Sarah just wrote you back. She says, thanks for saying hi, Al. We love you in Cleveland and love the shout outs, Cleveland versus everybody.
That's right. We got it this year with those brownies too.
Now, Sarah, you may remember, I don't know how long you've been a viewer to DBL, but anytime I used to say Cleveland, anytime, Al used to blurt out.
Cavs.
Like to the point where it was like a tick. Like I could not even mention Cleveland, Ohio without him saying.
Cavs.
And that's kind of died down. Why?
It hasn't. We
Yes,
just haven't
it
talked about
has.
Cleveland.
Thank you.
You know, the last couple of Cleveland stories have been sad.
Okay,
And
that's not
so I don't want to
appropriate.
yell that out
That
before
is absolutely
I was
not
trying to read the
appropriate.
prompter first.
Okay, yeah.
Thanks, y'all.
Taylor Swift's new music video for her song Lover. Many
Like
are
a
saying
Target ad.
It's her most romantic and colorful video yet. Taylor's co-star is a dancer who shared the stage with her before on tour. Now, you love that song. A lot of people are giving her kudos for just always being aware when it comes to her bold statements. And I know it shouldn't be a bold statement to have an interracial relationship in 2019. That sounds ridiculous. But it's nice to see that represented.
Absolutely. And remember the other one was, I think you can always count on me, that video was all about LGBTQ. So she's always pushing.
Do you want advocacy in your music?
So, yeah, I do.
I feel like the only one
You
that
think
crossed
anti-war songs?
No. I'm saying the only one that like really crossed over was "This Is America," where they played it in
Bob
clubs
Dylan
to,
isn't crossing over.
dance to, like when people were out on Friday and Saturday nights. I'm not talking about like
to dance to. So you're not talking about like a Kendrick Lamar track. You're talking about like full-on dance jam.
Right, but they're like actively saying something political. You just don't. It's very hard to get that mix.
Okay. I don't know about that, Al. I don't know if I agree.
Well, then give me an example.
Let me think about it.
Okay, I will.
We're not done.
Show's going for another half.
We're not done talking about Taylor Swift yet. It's time to check out more of her new album from New Music Friday.
That's cute.
A lot of people are talking. There's Al. A lot of people are talking about Taylor's song, "The Man." Let's listen. The song is about how her life and career would have been viewed differently if she were a man. Let's start with Tori. DBL Swiftie, what did you think about T Swift's song?
I'll be honest, not my favorite of the new group. I love the first one. I forgot you existed, but it's a yas. I like all the new ones, but I like the Jack Antonoff produced ones better. So it's a yas, but not a big one.
Technical. Okay, Jeff?
Meh.
Yeah, I gotta go. I like her message a lot, but that's not a jam I can jam out to. That's a big old mess.
I'm not feeling it, but it wasn't
Nope.
terrible.
Okay. They're better ones, just so you know.
Yeah.
Ooh, we're moving on to Missy Elliott now. The rapper released new music for the first time in 14 years. She dropped 5 songs in a video for the single "Throw It Back." Let's watch. Let's start with Tori again. I don't think there's any question whether this is a yes or a
It's a yes.
Okay,
Fantastic.
Jeff.
Dude, love Missy.
Full on agree with Jeff and Tori. That's a big old yes. I can jam to that.
My question is Missy the most universally popular artist?
Yeah, remember
she crosses over color.
You're right.
She crosses over gender. She crosses over age.
Oh yeah.
Remember we showed that clip of that old white woman singing this the acapella her song. Like people love her.
And time.
Everyone.
And time, man. She's been doing that for a long time.
20, 30 years, man.
Yeah. Yeah, good point, Al. See? We'll be right back.
Everyone.
Guys, I'm actually on a top secret mission right now. I can't really talk. Okay, I can talk a little bit about it. I'm searching for all you nasty people out there who are sharing beauty stuff together. It's terrible. Welcome back, you guys, to another episode of Beauty Blast. Today, I'm back with the beauty police, and we need to go ahead and make sure that we set out something for everyone, alrighty? Come back in a little closer. Stop sharing your cosmetic products with your friends. Okay, remember our mothers told us, your grandmother told you, your auntie, your cousin, and all your best friends, not your best friends, they're the one actually committing the crime with you, but your family has told you for years, we shouldn't share makeup with each other, right? But why do people continue to do it? It doesn't matter, guys, if it's a last minute thing, if you forgot your mascara at home, you're about to go on this hot date, that doesn't mean you reach into your best girlfriend Clarissa's bag and pull out her nasty old Revlon mascara that she's had for 6 years and it's all crusty and nasty and brush it on your beautiful lush lashes. You have to take care of yourself a little bit more than that, baby girl, okay? Or baby boy, you know, do your thing. I wear makeup all the time, so everybody's equal here. However, back to reality, we gotta stop sharing makeup once again. Now, the reason why is because we can spread infection like nobody's business. Even as a makeup artist, I make sure to wipe down and clean and use proper sanitizing products anytime I'm doing eye makeup or any makeup on anyone and in between each client. Now, your best friend, I can tell you're not. They aren't doing that. And there's a problem with that. You're putting yourself at risk for so many different nasty, nasty diseases. Let's not do that anymore, y'all. So do yourself a favor, drop by a 7-Eleven if you really need something and pick up something real quick, or the dollar store if you have to. It's better to use something cheap than to use something that's nasty, okay? I'm Gerard for the Slay once again. Make sure you guys are following me at Gerard for the Slay, and we'll see you guys next time.
DBL, today's Hard Threads is all about proving that age ain't nothing but a number. Watch how a computer whiz who happens to be in her 90s is inspiring people by writing a blog. This 97-year-old started a blog to challenge stereotypes about aging. A former nurse, Doris Carnavelli, used to write medical textbooks.
I had been ranting about the fact that I thought aging had gotten a rotten deal, that it was much more pleasant, more exciting, and more challenging than I had been led to believe in books and experience.
When the dean of the University of Washington heard the rant, she encouraged Doris to start writing. With help from her granddaughter, Doris started engaging with aging. Honest but uplifting, the blog brings hope to others and keeps her sharp.
I'm still growing. I'm green.
There you go, Doris. We'll be right back.
We're live.
All right.
So I'm eating these gummy bears. I think we did this segment like 3 months ago, and they gave me a giant bag of gummy bears, and once in a while I'll eat some.
Yeah.
What a
They're
brilliant
coffee
segment.
flavored.
Great. People are going to stick around after that one.
If it was up to me, I wouldn't even do these things, so how about that?
Do you want to shout out Body Fantasies at CVS? It's the best perfume you could buy. It's $6, vanilla fresh white musk.
Wow, that was worse than the gummy bear story.
What was it?
But is it? Let me smell it. Bring
It's
it over here.
really good.
Some doesn't have to be expensive. Just
Yeah, okay, so I'm going to just spray it.
I'm gonna cycle.
No, I don't want Sam to have to smell that. She might not like it. Okay.
It smells like the guest bathroom at your grandma's house.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does. Not bad. It smells really fresh and clean.
It
like
does.
somebody
Are you
keeps
sure it doesn't
cleaning
smell
it,
like
but no
your
one's making
really?
it dirty.
How about your really fun neighbor's bathroom?
No, that's grandma, the one that lives by the beach.
What brand is it?
Yeah.
My CVS brand. You said.
Oh, I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah, doesn't it smell like grandma's house?
I just think, I don't know, I can't describe it. I think it just, yeah.
Yeah, it's a little grandma's house. And I like grandma's house.
And she goes, let me smell it. Our wardrobe stylist, and she goes, oh. And then she just puts it down. It's not good.
I was like, no way, it smells like grandma's house, and then I
It does?
confirmed.
Why is it like gardenia or something?
No,
It's fresh white vanilla musk, I thought.
it's like too
Cleany?
I don't know,
Okay, so it's-
like you're enveloped in a hug, a grandma hug.
Wow.
Oh.
So
smells like a quilt.
smells like smothering. So I guess I need a new perfume. So if you guys know of any really light, I don't want anything heavy, and I don't like a lot of florals. So something more citrus.
But you don't smell like that.
You should ask Lena, because she knows about all the fragrances over at Sephora. She's really good.
Oh, I'm so gonna interview Lena in the next break. Yes. Good, because I try like the Marc Jacobs, you know those daisy ones? They're so sweet. They're cloying. I don't care for them.
But Tom Ford has some really nice ones that are more universal and gender neutral.
I like Polo Green, which is a guy's one. Smells like you're like in a forest, in a cabin, being like, let's sing. Okay, Lena.
Good at everything.
I know. Lena's our makeup artist here, and she's fantastic.
Thanks, y'all.
Welcome back to DBL. Before we go, I gotta give a big old shout out to my mama, Sophie's Oma. Heidi Shocker, today is her birthday. She is my mentor, my best friend, and the kindest woman I know. I've still to this day never have seen her lose her cool.
Wow.
I got a lot to learn from her.
Wow.
I do, because she just always keeps it calm, cool, collected, composed, the strongest person I know. So happy birthday, Mom. I love you. Happy, happy birthday.
She had 4 kids and she was a teacher.
She had 4 kids in under 5 years.
Jesus.
So that's a lot. And then, yeah, she was a teacher most of her life. She's now retired. And
Good
we
for
love you, Mama. Happy
you,
birthday, Heidi. We'll see you on Monday, same time, same place. Bye, guys.
So this is Lena. She is a wonderful makeup and hair and just a wonderful person. And Lena knows about scents and fragrances. I got 3 write-ins. DG Light Blue is my wife's favorite. That's, of course, Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue. And why am I thinking Old Spice? I think that's a little more manly than I want to go. So talk to me about a citrusy, happy, but not sweet.
Okay, I do agree with Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue.
Oh, really?
It's always great.
Thank you,
It's
Jason
favorite.
Anderson.
Yes. Also, there's a limited edition right now. It's a sun. It's actually, there is a cute little sun on a bottle. Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue
Really?
for ladies. Very refreshing, very citrusy. Think about Tuscany.
Or like Capri.
Capri.
Are we having like an Aperol spritzer?
Yes, yes.
Is the waves maybe coming in and the sun setting? And calamari or something?
Yes, something wonderful Italian. You mentioned Marc Jacobs?
Yeah.
Okay, there's a lot of them. They're very sweet. So
Yeah, I
I
know.
do like So Fresh. That's the one that has a little bit of a zesty lemony
Nice.
flavor to it. That's my favorite from the whole collection. And also, I would say, guys, check out Replica. It's a wonderful
I know what that is.
brand.
And they
Yeah,
do
it's
replicas of
Sephora.
moments, is that it?
Yes, different moments. The person that designed it thought about different moments in their lives when
really
they
cool.
travel throughout the world. So I like combining them, layering them. Again, there is one, a clementine, orange one, a beautiful. There is a lot of citrusy ones.
So interesting. I can't wait for that. So let me know if you know any other ones. Thanks, Lena, the scent guru, huh? I smell a winner.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Because everyone's talking about this.
Always live, always real, always unpredictable.
You are totally off base here.
Log on and join our live conversation.
You think this hair just naturally stays like this?
DBL starts right now.
Wow, thanks Gerard Butler, and I think I'm saying his name wrong. Stick around to find out why. We've got a new interview with the movie star coming up in just a bit. Welcome to DBL. It's Friday, August 23rd. I'm here with Tori, Stephanie, Al. I'm Jeff. Erica has a day off. Good for her. Let's jump right in, guys. Just released police body cam footage shows a mom in shock after she left her 5-month-old daughter in a hot car while she and another adult went shopping at Target.
We didn't do it on purpose, obviously. We just are stupid and forgot that we had a baby with us. I'm freaking out. I'm sorry. I don't know how it happened. Like, how do you forget your baby?
Thankfully, the little girl is okay, but you can hear the 6-year-old sister scream as paramedics took her away on a stretcher. This is a 5-month-old we're talking about. Here's what the mom said to police.
I think that these people who do it, who you see on TV, I'm like, God, how stupid are they to leave their kids in the car? And then it happened.
And the mom was charged with child abuse and endangerment. Listen, I'm a parent of 2. I understand I do things wrong all the time. You turn your back for a second, something happens. You get so caught up with your kids, you leave things on top of your car. I get making a mistake. These ladies, 2 of them, by the way, were inside for more than an hour. You don't forget your kid in a car for more than an hour, and everything reminds me of my child everywhere I go. If I look at this, if I'm in a mall, oh, that'd look great on Lawson. That'd look great on Layton. Oh my God, where is Layton? I get getting to the mall, I get getting inside the mall, but an hour, I question what's going on here.
I do too, until I read, and again, I have never experienced this, and I'm not a parent, so I'm just letting you know the science behind it. It's called the forgetful baby syndrome, and it really is scientifically proven that your brain can only do so many things at once, and it's called a competing brain situation, basically, where you are used to doing one thing, and because you changed your routine slightly, you've completely forgotten, because your brain and the basal ganglia, you're going from point A to point B, right? Now, usually that's on your way to work, though. So these 2 women, I see your point. There was 2 of them.
Yes.
I get it, but
the thing is, I was on board with what you were saying, but this isn't part of their routine.
Right.
If they worked together every day, and every day they picked her up at 6:05, she had a cup of coffee, she got in the car, they had a routine, I would buy that more. The mall is a trip. That's a fun thing for 2 moms to do. So they call each other, they coordinated. I'll pack the kids up, I'll meet you at your crib. They coordinated all this. So this was like this wouldn't fall into that, because this isn't a routine at all. They packed 3 kids in there and they took 2 out. That's just bad math.
I find it very hard to believe that the friend of the mum didn't say, hey, what about, I don't know the baby's name, little baby, whatever.
Right.
Or also they had a 6-year-old daughter with them too, or she didn't say something. I really don't believe.
Out, right?
Yeah, I don't believe that there wasn't some form of conversation, but then again, like Tori said, you never know. I mean, obviously our very own Sam Shocker said she suffered with postpartum depression, and that made her think unclearly at times, but she said she would never ever have done this.
Right.
So.
I mean, I did leave, like, I'll be honest, I left Josie Rose, my dog, outside, and I thought she was in. We went out and did a ton of errands, came back. Josie's out there. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I did it. It was really hot. It wasn't anything dangerous, but I did that. And I thought I would never do something like that.
Well, to be clear, I'm not. A pet and a child are
You're
very
absolutely
different.
right. No, you're
you know
absolutely
what I mean?
right. You're absolutely right.
You think about your kid 24/7.
It's not a fair comparison.
Imagine if.
No, it is. It is a great comparison.
But also
I'm just telling. I'm saying, yeah.
So I was gonna say, imagine you have 2 dogs.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're not the same, but you obviously have 2 dogs. If you took one out, would you not be like, where's the other one?
Yeah. No, I would.
Yeah, it's just so
Yeah.
strange.
Yeah, I wonder. Well, knock on wood. I'm going to leave my kids somewhere this weekend and be like, see that? What's wrong with my basal brain? All right. This is a nightmare scenario for anyone who has ever been in an elevator. A 30-year-old man was crushed to death at his New York City apartment when the elevator malfunctioned. He was exiting on the first floor when the elevator suddenly dropped. Video is way too graphic to show that captured the moment as the man stuck his hand out trying to escape. Halfway in and halfway out, he was caught between the elevator car and the shaft wall as it fell. We warn you, this might be upsetting to some, but here's a screenshot from the video showing the horrified reaction right after it happened of people who saw it. Firefighters rescued 3 other people left trapped on the lift after it plunged to the basement. I got to be honest with you guys, I watched this video this morning and I wish I hadn't, to be honest. I'm warning you guys,
that's honest.
Don't go and look at home. Because I'm telling you, don't go do it. I'm sure you're going to go look at it. It's horrific.
You know, Jeff, I'll tell you, a lot of people won't now, because you get to a certain age where you just, because I know, I'm like, I could look at that. All the videos of like some fighter will break his leg or something. I'd never watched any of that stuff. I'm like, I've seen it all. I used to watch it to see if I was tough. Like, why? Anytime somebody's like, oh, this guy's hand breaks backwards, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
So, I'm just sorry to hear that.
It's tragic. I mean, what are the odds?
And also people, excuse me, but those that plunged who thought they were going to die, the 5 people, it stopped. And unfortunately, they were left for hours with half of the body in the elevator. So it's this incredibly traumatic. So if there's a lawsuit, expect to see civil suits on emotional distress, because that is horrific.
Well, Jeff, you said what was the odds? I looked up the odds.
Did you really?
Of this.
Thank you.
1 in 10,440,000 are the chances, and on average 30 people die a year in an elevator, but more often than not they are people that are maintenance that are working on the elevator, so it is really dangerous. But oh my gosh, I watched the video too. I watched it in the morning meeting.
Do you regret it, Steph?
I don't regret it. I just wanted to wrap my head around what happened and how he couldn't get out. I just couldn't quite fathom it. And then when I saw it, honestly, obviously you can't take it back, but it wasn't even so much that you mentioned there wasn't any gruesomeness there. It was just it was pure shocking. And what was more shocking for me was the people on the other side of the elevator. There was nothing anyone could do. It was a split second, he was gone. And I think for me, that would be more, obviously it'd be so disturbing being in that situation. There's nothing you can do. You can't hold your hand out, you can't pull him out, there was nothing anyone could have done. It was horrendous, helpless.
Absolutely.
Awful.
All right, guys, speaking of shocking, I can't believe this still goes on. The FBI has indicted at least 80 people. Those arrested were mostly Nigerian men living in the U.S. who targeted women in love scams, among other frauds. Some tricked elderly women into sending money to fictitious men they thought they had fallen in love with online. They allegedly stole at least $6 million. Listen to what officials had to say.
Those arrested today, including 11 in the Los Angeles area, are among 80 defendants charged in a federal grand jury indictment that alleges millions of dollars were taken from victims through a variety of BEC scams, romance scams, and other online frauds.
I can't believe this works. I mean, doesn't anyone watch Dr. Phil? He's been doing this for 10 years.
It involves love. And the reason that love scams will always be around is because love is the only thing where you're expected to act irrationally. It's everything we see is like, I threw my job away and I ran towards him and he was waiting at the dock. That's not usually how it works. He tells you 10 times to send $10,000 so he can fly over to see you, and then he no-shows. That's usually what happens.
It's also targeted on very specific people, and that profile is if you have an elderly person in your family, a woman, usually a widower, someone lonely, a ton of time on their hands, a lot of money from retirement or insurance, they are targeted and they build it slowly for a year into this romance where you feel like you are finally being loved again. That you want to give a lot of money to at the end of the day.
And I don't want to victim shame these people by any means.
Right.
But these people who are doing
your family, check in with your family, check in with your friends. Say, are you talking to anyone online?
That's it. That's it, Steph.
Absolutely. I can't. No heart.
This was the worst kind of evil.
Ugh.
Oh yeah.
All right, guys, we're going to switch gears here. MTV's Video Music Awards are coming up this Monday with performances by Lil Nas X. I'm gonna take my horse. You guys know it. Nobody's in here. It's Friday. Lizzo and more, and it's been 10 years since the infamous moment. You know what I'm talking about. When Kanye jumps on stage, grabbing the mic from Taylor and saying Beyonce had one of the best music videos of all time, and we're learning new details about the aftermath. Beyonce was backstage with her dad crying, according to Viacom's president at the time. She later invited Taylor on stage to complete her acceptance speech. I do remember that. Pink, meantime, ran over and got in Kanye's face, chewing Kanye out for ruining that moment. And later she tweeted, Kanye West is the biggest piece of bleep on earth. Quote me on that. Wow. I remember that. I can't believe it was 10 years ago, to be honest with you.
That's scary. That's actually scary.
How like long ago it was?
What? How quick that time was?
Oh yeah. No, I know. It seems like it was like second ago. For me, I did my very first show ever on Last Night on TV, and he interrupted on that night. And I thought, oh, is this planned? Is this not planned? But really, it boosted both of their careers in a weird way. That moment that crossed those paths set off a major career moment for both of them.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
I'd agree with that because it gave her the appearance of being put upon.
She was the victim.
Yeah, she was the victim who stood up for herself, stood up to the bully, which so many of her fans probably could identify with. And they're like, well, you got a fan for life. And for him, he was very honest with his feelings. I appreciate what you did, but I think Beyonce's better, and I cannot live one more second without telling the world this is how I feel. And a lot of people felt that. So I think they both kind of opened themselves up to who they really are. And 10 years later, they're both still killing it.
Yeah.
Do you think this is true also because the VMA may be a racial situation in terms of another white person winning, and he was like, I'm standing up for that audience? I mean, that's being an issue.
If that was what he thought, I think he should have said that because I don't think that seemed clear.
Yeah, I didn't get that from that.
Okay.
Well, both of their careers are now suffering for it. And more T-Swift news coming up on DBL. Her new album is out. Tori's pumped about it. We'll play some of her new songs and tell you what we really think in New Music Friday. Plus, actor Gerard Butler is on DBL. He's got behind-the-scenes details on Daredevil stunts, including an intense scene with Morgan Freeman in his new movie, Angel Has Fallen. And you, the viewer, are the fifth host. One of the most liberal cities in America gets politically correct when it comes to criminals. Your comments on San Francisco's new lingo next.
sorry, I'm just stretching out. I don't know what this muscle is, but it real hurts. So I'm just taking this time.
I say trapezoid for every muscle, not knowing what it is. Deltoid.
I posted a video today of a conversation we had yesterday on the show about the Amazon and why I felt it was really important to share that message. And basically, there was a gentleman, I just want to address it, I don't know if he's watching or not, called Eren Kakar, and he was very upset because he said that also there was a very big fire in Turkey, and why didn't we address that? And I felt a responsibility, obviously, to answer, seeing as I pushed for the topic in the first place, and just address the two separate situations. So there was a very big fire that was in Turkey. It lasted for 3 days. It was a fluke fire, and no one died. And I was just trying to explain to this gentleman the difference between the two, because the president of Brazil actually, right now in Brazil there's a time called, I can't speak Spanish, queimada. Am I saying that right, Alex?
I don't know without looking at it.
So basically that's a term used when a lot of farmers actually burn the land to make space for new cattle or crops, and that's that time right now. And obviously this has got way out of hand and is now rapidly burning throughout the Amazon forest. And I was just trying to explain to this gentleman the difference between the two, and that I wasn't being disrespectful for Turkey. It's just that the Amazon is literally the lungs of the planet, and millions of animals, insects, and also indigenous people are dying and losing their homes, versus a fluke smaller fire in Turkey, which is also very, very sad for whoever owns the land and the firefighters, etc. involved. But the scale of the both is very different. I hope I'm saying that okay.
I think you made that perfectly clear. I definitely do. I think both are important, but I do think they said that if the Amazon burns too much, we will literally lose the planet. We could die. So we could all die.
Oxygen level.
Yeah, so we got to be careful.
I can't really talk very well right now, but so the Amazon forest actually manages all of the Earth's actual carbon dioxide. So without that, we are pretty much going to die. So yeah, I don't want to die, and hopefully neither do you.
Oh, I like it.
Thanks.
Welcome back to DBL. It's time for Fifth Host, and we talk about what you're talking about. San Francisco has come up with new language for criminals to offset the stigma that comes with the crime. Local officials say by rebranding terms like addict to a person with a history of substance abuse, and by changing convicted felon to justice-involved person, the public will change how it views people who end up in the system. And a juvenile delinquent will now be referred to as a young person involved in the justice system. So DBL Nation, will rebranding criminal justice terms make a difference, or just make the system more complicated?
Let's have a look, Jeff, shall we? Well, Elizabeth from Facebook says, well, a criminal is still a criminal, even if you call them a justice-involved person. Also, aren't judges, court clerks, bailiffs, and lawyers justice-involved persons? Well, I guess so, Elizabeth, yes.
And the guys from Marvel.
You know what I think
Captain
here?
Justice?
Captain.
Or what's her name?
I don't know.
Something Justice, right? Isn't her? Al, look what you started, man. Look what you started.
I'm just tossing it over. Let's just go with that.
Kimberly from Facebook says, even after 7 years, it's still hard for me to find a job as a convicted felon. Kimberly, I appreciate your honesty, and that's I think what this is meant to do. I mean, this is obviously new, and you can poke holes at it, but I think the genuine basis of it is, let's figure out a way for people to come out and not be immediately ostracized from society, ostracized from entering the workforce or a new friend group or starting new patterns. So let's kind of figure out a way to make that possible, so we don't have recidivism like we do at the rates we do.
Nice. Noelle from Facebook says a criminal act doesn't need a special name. It is what it is. How people view the crime is up to them. Noelle, I just want to be clear. On job applications, many of them simply say, have you ever been convicted as a felon? There's no follow through, and there's so many classes of felonies, right? There's nonviolent, I'm 18, I got stupid and I got drunk at a party and I got caught. Then there's armed robbery. There should be a line in there in which you can say the difference. So for me, I don't like this rebranding. I think it's a stupid name. It's too long anyway. But at least let's work on fixing the job applications to make it more clear.
All right. We just got from the booth. They said sometimes it says, if so, why? If there
Very
is a
few
check.
that I've seen, but yes, I guess so.
Yeah, just repeating the info I got.
Thank you.
All right, Bree from YouTube says, this is bigger than just being politically correct. It's freeing people from the stigma that often lands them back in the system. Bree, listen, I don't think if you sugarcoat a name, it's going to make much of a difference, to be honest with you. I'm with Tori kind of on this one. Listen, there's a difference between getting caught with marijuana and committing an armed robbery. You know what I mean? I think that's where we need to make the difference. You know, you're a felon, you got caught with some weed, no big deal. But I do want to know if you commit an armed robbery and I'm hiring you as my employee, that's two totally different things. You can't sugarcoat that.
Carl from Twitter says, although I don't think they got the terms right, more people need to be open to this. Carl, I think that's a very fair comment. Just like we just said, I think you may have gotten a little scuffle. We actually had someone write in earlier. He got in a little scuffle and it made him very, very hard to follow his passion as a teacher. He finally got a job as a teacher and now he uses that platform to educate the children on what can and can't happen, especially in this situation. So I think it really depends on what the crime was. And in some cases, you know what, we all make mistakes. And I don't think we should be punished as much.
Whatever the crime is, at least we have Captain Justice.
That's right. Captain
to save
Marvel.
us.
We don't even know still.
I don't think there is a Captain Justice.
I don't think there is either.
Coming up on DBL, a burglar is targeting celebrities all across Beverly Hills. We'll tell you who has been hit so far. And Angel Has Fallen actor Gerard Butler tells Sam what it's really like doing all those scary stunts and faking an American accent. When we come back, maybe Stephanie will do a fake American accent. Ooh.
Hey guys, today I am trying my very first Arby's Meat Mountain. Will it be as suspicious as the name sounds? Most likely. Let's give it a go. Now, here is my first viewing of said Meat Mountain, and it kind of looks creepy as hell. There's a lot of cheesy sauce going down the side. I don't know what you guys in America are thinking, even inventing this. This is the ultimate carnivore's dream. I can see we've got some kind of crispy onions glued together in the bun with a delightful barbecue sauce. Not sure about that. Bacon, cheese. I think it's chicken, turkey. I think it's beef or pork. I don't know, but I can't really smell it because it smells so meaty. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about this. Okay, but for you guys, DBL Nation, I'm gonna give this a go. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Well, I got a mouthful of chicken and that tastes great. I think I need to try some of the more meat stuff. I just need to like get in there more. You know what? I actually really like it. That is actually really good. I'm actually not that much of a meat lover, but holy smokes.
Holy smokes.
This is an 8 out of 10. You know what? This is worth, I don't know how much it cost. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't buy this, but however much it was. The smell is a bit intense. It's very meat potent, but the taste is delicious. I think upon seeing this monstrosity of many meaty flaps, it's falling apart. Most British people would be very alarmed. I mean, when I saw it, I mean, what is this? The presentation, Arby's, I mean, you need to work on the presentation game because...
Welcome back to DBL. Today's Chatting with the Stars features Gerard Butler. Earlier, co-host Sam Shocker sat down with him to talk about everything from a wild stunt to his convincing American accent. First, check out a clip from his new movie, Angel Has Fallen.
Don't move, they're tracking us somehow. Just hold still and keep them covered, Murph. I'm coming to you.
Gerard Butler, welcome to DBL. I'm so excited to talk with you about your new movie, Angel Has Fallen. You're back as the Secret Service agent for the 3rd film in the series. Now, what I love about the film, of course, it is a fun action adventure, but it also highlights PTSD. So please tell us all about that.
There's some damaged minds in this movie, which is kind of what caused our plot to progress. But yeah, PTSD, my character has it. That adrenaline buzz that you get so often when for these service members. having to come back and deal with reality, which is what Mike's situation is. I think it deals in a very clever, sophisticated way that makes the journey all the more exciting, because Mike's really struggling to get through, and also all the more interesting and emotional and powerful.
Yeah, it's nuanced. So amen, kudos to you. And I know you've done a ton of dangerous stunts in your career. The surfing accident in Chasing Mavericks comes to mind, and this film is no exception. Tell me about the stunt you did with Morgan Freeman that involved water also. I heard it was pretty intense.
Yeah, because you feel a big responsibility. You have Morgan Freeman in the water. It's deep. You can drown. And I have to push him down, and we have to do it many times. I have to push him down as deep and for as long as I could without drowning him. So there's some responsibility in that. But and he's not a fan of the water, let me tell you.
Oh, no. Now, you stay in really good shape for all the action roles you play, but your physique in 300 was on another level. Has anything else ever compared to the physical and the mental training required for that movie?
I've put in a lot of training for a lot of different movies, but 300 was another level for me. I was training 6 hours a day. My whole thing in that movie was I want to train so hard that I don't feel like an actor standing in front of the stuntmen, but I actually have their respect. And when I stand there going, oh, you know, how, that they're like, yeah, I'd follow him. He's nuts.
That's amazing. I love your Scottish accent, but what is it like transitioning to an American accent so often for movies? You do it seamlessly. Can you do it right now on the fly?
I don't know.
I do have a really cute dress on today. Tell me I look lovely today in American.
Hey, Sam, you look lovely today.
Thank
Just wanted
you.
to tell you that.
Oh my gosh, I'm blushing over here. Well, your new movie, Angel Has Fallen, is in theaters right now. Thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you, Sam. Appreciate it.
Great interview, Sam. Loving that guy. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
So I'm Jeff Schroeder, and we're all going to be learning a new word today. So I'm just randomly going to pick something out of a dictionary that's already been preset, and I'm going to give you my take on what I think it is. So let's get our first word. Chlorofluorocarbon. This is definitely on the table of elements, and you inhale this, whether in a gas or pill form, and it makes you run super fast. Chlorofluorocarbon. I didn't get that right at all, did I?
Welcome back to DBL. We love sharing your comments. Stephanie Wright?
Yes, let's see what you lot are saying, shall we? Well, Agatha says Captain Justice. Who's that? I'm not entirely sure, Agatha. I think we made him up. And Carissa says, here's a thought. How about don't commit a felony crime in the first place? I understand the terms for minor misdemeanors, but felonies, come on.
But there are, I will be clear, in the law, there are felonies that are not what you would assume are murders or armed robbery. Again, some types of DUIs when you're 18 or public intoxication, things like that. I think we should be more discerning.
Okay, cool.
There we go. Thanks for writing in.
Captain Justice to the rescue. Here's what's coming up next on DBL.
Orlando Bloom gets candid about his relationship with Katy Perry. Wait till you hear how he describes their love. Then, the Queen of Pop comes to Miley Cyrus's defense. We'll show you how Madonna is supporting her in the midst of her divorce. And it's New Music Friday! Taylor Swift's new album is finally out. Can we all... Back with a brand new track of her own.
Watch me.
Hi, DBL Nation, it's Raquel here. It's the 2 o'clock hour. It's Friday. My feet are tired. If you want to pan down, I am now officially wearing my comfy shoes. They don't match what I'm wearing. I don't care because I can walk really, really far in them and never have a problem. Although today in the parking lot, I was walking and I saw a car. Have you ever done this? You're like, hello, you say hi to the person in it, and then you just trip and die. And like, there was nothing to like, there's no saving it because these shoes are flat. There's no, it was, yeah. It was just me. And I had to like be cool about it. Like, fine, sorry, I almost crashed in your car. We're good. We're good here. Anyway, I do have some news headlines for you. And this is kind of curious to me. It's a Disney theme park, the Avengers Campus, which I'm surprised they're unveiling this so soon because there's been talk about the Star Wars theme park that they just unveiled a few months ago, not doing too well. It's not as packed as they thought it would be, so I'm wondering if this is like the best timing for this announcement. Is Marvel bigger than Star Wars? Will kids go? Is there appeal? I heard, though, that the reason that it's not so popular is they had all these restrictions on it. But I have only been to the classic, the OG Disney, so I want to know more about these theme parks. Are they worth going to? Is it something I should invest my money in? DBL Nation, if you've been to one, let me know. Let me know if you had a good time. Let me know if I should just stick to the basics, the Matterhorn ride in the California park. It's my favorite. Anyway, I'll talk to you later. Bye, guys.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Because everyone's talking about this.
Always live, always real, always unpredictable.
You are totally off base here.
Log on and join our live conversation.
You think this hair just naturally stays like this?
DBL starts right now.
Welcome to Daily Blast Live. We are live. Let's get started, guys. Orlando Bloom says he's ready to spend forever with Katy Perry. The actor opened up about their relationship to NBC News host Willie Geist, and he admitted dating her has its challenges. Let's watch.
The cool thing about what we're doing, and we're learning to do the small together. I think we're both fully aware that it's a mountain to climb and that mountain won't stop in terms of a relationship, because I think that's what it is, and I love to evolve, and fortunately she does too.
So here's the question. Are you okay with your soon-to-be spouse comparing your relationship to climbing a mountain? And he was looking high. He was way up there.
He was an Everest. It was a 14er.
Yeah, it was a tough one.
You know what's funny? I just realized they have been off and on, these two. Their relationship has been somewhat, and no pun intended, rocky. And I do think that it's somewhat of an honest comparison to say that that's like climbing a mountain. Do I think it's super romantic? Not at all. I think it sounds really lame. But I do think he's being very clear in that it's not. It hasn't been easy.
Yeah, I mean, a relationship is hard, but I mean, going into a relationship thinking that you're climbing a mountain, I mean, you get your bumps along the road, but
you don't
like,
have
be like,
any cool days. Last Tuesday wasn't all right.
We have to summit every day.
Back-breaking.
I would assume their life isn't that hard.
Sorry. Yeah, I don't know. I think he thinks he's batting out of his league.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, he's Orlando Bloom.
I know, but like, she's more famous than he is.
Yeah.
She is.
No. Oh, Katy Perry?
Yes.
Global star.
And I'm telling you, I think that's a guy's way of saying whatever you want, honey.
Wow.
Oh,
That's saying.
Well, that's interesting about the engagement. He made a big engagement for her on like a helicopter to Paris because she liked big moments. He doesn't like big moments. So you're right. He does tend to.
See, that would be a red flag.
That is a red flag.
Yeah,
I agree.
I think, you know, often people say when they find the right person, you feel really calm.
Yeah.
And like, you don't have to like, you know, it's not like, they say often, right, what is it? If it's a firework, like let's say you meet someone, it's explosive and it's exciting, fireworks often die. And like it's exciting in that moment, but it's very fleeting. Whereas if you meet someone and it's more like steady, that's more something that's going to like last forever. And it's like, you know, you can be more yourself and there's not all like this craziness around you of like having to be someone else or please someone else.
That sounds like a poem you wrote to a boyfriend. Called "Will You Be My Flashlight?"
Will you
When it's steady and you press the button, it
So you think they're gonna make it?
Oh, I don't think they will. I'm not gonna lie. I just think, I mean, like you said, every relationship has its trials and tribulations, and life is hard.
But isn't it weird if there's no fireworks at all? If you're just like, there's a flashlight, that's gonna be steady.
Yeah, you gotta have a bit of something.
Right, there's chemistry, but my wedding vows, I said, Brooks, you made me feel like I was that unstable table. Like I put a napkin and I suddenly was the most stable table in the whole wide world because my whole world.
That was in your wedding vows?
You said that?
It was
at your
really
wedding?
beautiful.
You said stable table?
Yeah.
See, it's the flashlight effect.
You're my napkin under my stable table?
It was awesome. It was awesome.
Stuff to say.
It was awesome.
See, the flashlight, the napkin.
My life was always like this.
When my rocking chair was uneven.
I wish there was a camera on the audience and all of them were like cheering. They're like.
It was a lovely speech.
You are the dirty napkin under my stable table.
He made me feel like my life got clicked into place.
I like that.
That's a little better. I don't know. Now it's growing on me. It's growing on me. Miley Cyrus and Liam Hemsworth did not have children together, but they did share tons of pets. 7 dogs, 2 horses, 2 mini horses, 3 cats, and a pig to be exact. And we just learned that Miley will be keeping them all. Miley is also clearing the air about her divorce with Liam. The singer addressed cheating rumors in a series of tweets saying, "The truth is, once Liam and I reconciled, I meant it and I was committed. I could admit to a lot of things, but I refuse to admit that my marriage ended because of cheating. You can say I'm a twerking, blank-smoking, foul-mouthed hillbilly, but I am not a liar." Miley found a supporter in Madonna, of all people. She left a comment for Miley saying, "You're a human, a woman who has loved. No need to apologize. No need to comment, Madonna. How about that?"
Well, I guess she's just trying to get her name in anything.
I think so. I know.
You support a friend.
What? A friend? She's like 80 and she's 10.
Whatever. I'm sure they've collaborated together. I'm sure. And she sees Miley is sort of a mini Madonna. She's really out of.
All right, you got me. Let's talk about Miley.
Okay.
Let's talk about Miley. What do you think about that?
A smart move on her part. She put an end to it. She called out what people are calling her, and she put an end to it. I mean, I believe everything she said in that tweet. So I did think she cheated, to be honest. There was her with that girl, Brody Jenner's ex, and they were very flirtatious right when the news came out. And I thought, oh, maybe something between them. But this made me. I believe her.
I did too. I read her Instagram post yesterday, and it was very open and honest. I'm not a Miley Cyrus fan, but I respected her for that.
Yeah, she really went into a lot of detail about lots of different things that she feels she's done wrong in her life and how she's, you know, worked to make them better. And she said that cheating on Liam was never one of them. He's been part of her life for a decade.
Yeah.
And she loves him and always will. And I think she wrote everything very eloquently and beautifully. But again, you know, what we all forget is we saw these images of her with Brody Jenner's with his ex-wife and partner, and we all jumped to the assumption that, you know, that this is all like a fling and it was behind Liam's back. But we also need to remember that, you know, a lot goes on behind closed doors, and these are celebrities that have lived this lifestyle for a very long time. They know how to keep what they want private, and also she's had time to write a whole album about them breaking up, about what caused the split, and that's now being released. So I think this happened quite a while ago, and it's only now that obviously they're moving on and being public about it.
Good point. Good point. All right. Cool.
Okay.
Adam Lambert and Usher have one thing in common. Both claim to be victims of a Beverly Hills burglary. This makes them the latest in a string of celebrities to be hit by burglars, but their robbery has a twist. TMZ reports it happened during open houses by a realtor and his accomplice. The realtor was arrested yesterday, and the alleged accomplice pled not guilty. And we do have an update to this story. Their lawyers are firing back, saying this is all false, but if convicted, the two men could face up to a max sentence of 31 years in prison.
So this is how it worked. The realtor would come in, and then he would have a sting operation, basically, and have a guy come in, pretend to look at the house, and steal valuables, and they'd split the earnings after they would sell it. So just to anyone who has a realtor and they're selling the house, keep a camera that's just for you in there. Honestly, it's really smart. That's your castle. So I would say be extra careful.
But what an idiot this guy is, because you're selling a $20 million home, what I would assume, whatever, multi-million-dollar home. That's a fat commission that you're making. If you're selling homes to celebrities, you're going to have a nice Rolodex. What are you stealing watches or whatever they stole for?
To see if he can get away with it. It's greed, and to see what he can do.
For the celebrities of the world, right, my mum actually met this gentleman. So my mum's a dentist, and she was working in emergency dental care, and one patient came in that was a prison inmate, and my mum said every time she saw him, he was so kind and charismatic and lovely, and she just couldn't, she was like, I don't understand why he's in prison for so long. And she asked him one day, like, you know, what did you do? And he said that he used to go in and fit burglar alarms in people's homes, and they would obviously tell him the code. He'd set it all up. He would wait for about a year, 2 years after he set them up, and he'd go back and he would rob the houses. No alarms would go off because he remembered the codes of every single place, and eventually he got caught. But he had a multi-million-dollar lifestyle, and obviously it came to an end. But for everyone else, be safe, change the codes, don't trust anyone, you know, be safe.
And crime doesn't pay, right,
Crime
Steph?
doesn't pay. He was in jail.
Says Captain Justice. Bringing him back. All right, a new credit card is out from a bank, but from Apple. Get this, it's a titanium card, but the card is not as tough as the company claimed it to be. It comes with a warning, it may scuff easily. How dare they, Apple? So Apple is suggesting, now the lines are just gonna get longer over there. Apple is suggesting you do, well, listen, don't put it in your jeans, it's gonna scuff. It's a piece of garbage.
I know everyone's gonna make fun of me for this. It's not a piece of garbage. Steve Jobs, if you didn't know anything, was a perfectionist, so much so that he didn't have any furniture in his house. He sat on the ground because he couldn't pick the perfect furniture with a Tiffany lamp by his side. So he famously made the iPod, the iMac, everything as sleek as possible, no scuffs. Apple was perfect, right? He would be rolling in his grave to know that the first Apple credit card, it could scuff in your pants.
Why would he be? If he's in the grave, wouldn't he be?
He would be rolling.
Yeah.
Right.
You said he would be.
Oh, he would be.
No, he is.
He is. He's rolling in his grave.
What makes this card special? As I attempt to get this back on the rails,
I like it off the rails.
What's special about this card?
It's hard.
Is it just that it's heavy?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, let's be honest. When somebody throws down a platinum card, people notice.
Yeah,
it makes a different noise in that tin. It's like, how are you living? That's what that is. That's that sound.
Do you trust Apple with your money?
Yes. Apple's done
Do you trust
nothing
Apple
but
with your money?
good by me.
I do.
Oh, like a bank?
Yeah.
I didn't think about that.
I didn't think
Apple
about that
will completely
either.
run your life
this
at
is
that
like
point.
obviously completely different, but you know.
Apple hasn't been the source of.
I didn't even think about that. What were we thinking about? I was just thinking about this stupid card.
Right, like,
but
what is
they're
it
gonna be
for?
your
Yeah,
bank?
but obviously this is now, are they moving into banking? We have Apple Pay already, so we're technically, they're the middleman between our payments and our bank
I didn't think
and all the
about
suppliers.
that.
This is another way of getting all your information and taking a credit.
Steph working on Friday.
But it might be because it might be for like Apple products only, right? Like Apple TV, Apple iTunes, Apple.
But you would need an Apple TV card on the go. You would just have that at home. This seems like it's for daily things, gas
I'm
and
interested to
groceries.
see where this is going.
Yeah.
Huh.
Detective Stephanie
And
will
the
find
story
out.
gets deeper. I like it. All right, the ladies of the Jersey Shore are on a mission in Washington, D.C. Tori's hometown, Raquel Villanueva has the news at the moment.
So here's the story for you. JWoww, Snooki, and Dina were hoping to speak to the president to get their buddy the situation out of jail a little early. Well, they made it to the nation's capital, but they just got the wrong building, picketing the U.S. Treasury instead of the White House. Now, needless to say, they didn't get the meeting they were hoping for like Kim Kardashian did. Right now, Mike, the situation Sorrentino, your buddy Jeff, is serving an 8-month prison sentence for tax evasion. He'll be released September 12th.
Wow, I mean, that's right around the corner. That's great. September 12th.
I know I'm being too PC, but there are people legitimately trying to get out of prison for real reasons. So I know it's just a funny show.
They're filming,
Yeah, they're filming,
for
yeah,
sure.
I'm sure, yeah.
You wanted to take it like to the Supreme Court.
No, I didn't. I just thought there's legitimate people caught in jail.
Captain Justice.
There we go.
There she is.
That's cool. I'm excited for your friend, too. It seems like almost like this was his Andy Dufresne moment where he came out of the tubes.
Yeah, I mean, he's a great guy. He's a great guy. So he'll be all right when he gets out next month.
Good for him.
Yeah.
He's reformed. Good for him.
Way to go, Mike. All right, coming up on DBL, it's never too late to try something new. Just ask one woman who's starting her own blog in her 90s. And it's New Music Friday.
No, is it?
Yeah.
Let me see.
We're live.
I think she said something else.
She said something. It was pot smoking.
Pot smoking? Oh, you can't say pot smoking?
I know. A lot of people wrote in on that, so I didn't know you couldn't say pot smoking.
Look at our audience catching that. I didn't
I
even
know.
catch it.
Really? That's not that surprising.
Well, I thought it was something else. I thought it was like,
Something worse.
yeah, like something you would believe.
Right, but pot smoking, that's weird to me. Anyway, we are getting closer and closer, guys, to the Friday puzzle. Things are going very, very well for me. This is my favorite, 54. Oh, I'm sorry, Carole King, right? You think it's Carole King. You make me feel. No, it's a king in A Christmas Carol. Can you name one king in A Christmas Carol?
Dr. Martin Luther?
Wow. It's a great one, but it's not that.
I don't know, this first
You
thing that
have
popped in
to
my
ask,
head.
You can't afford it.
You know it, King?
What's that?
My Merry Gentleman is like King something?
Yes.
Oh, what is that? King Winslow? King Winslet? What is it? King
Wenceslas.
Wenceslas.
That's it.
Oh, I got it though.
I love it.
What's this now?
Did you not hear anything?
No, I was talking in the.
Oh, we thought you were talking to us.
No.
Okay. Anywho,
Yeah.
you should be proud of that justice involved person.
No way.
On the card.
Oh, Apple Card? What's some
Yes.
information you have?
It's that you have to buy the leather case, otherwise
Johnny
it'll scuff.
Houston?
But I guess the leather case is very expensive.
That's so stupid.
So they're basically saying if you can't afford the leather case, you can't afford the
That's
card.
so awful.
That's.
Do you know the Black American Express card, the certain one, comes with bodyguards in a titanium case to your house to deliver it? You have to sign off, and they open it and show you like a shield of some kind, a badge. Then you have to sign for it, and then you get it.
Because you can buy anything.
You can buy a
There's no
jet.
limit.
There's no limit.
Yeah,
50
there's no
million
limit.
you can put on that card for one day.
Really?
Yeah, there's zero limits. You can buy a jet on one card.
You just want to do that and just deal with the 31st when it comes. Like, how much do I have in my account?
Yeah.
890.
That was Taylor Swift's new music video for her song Lover. Many are saying it's her most romantic and colorful video yet. We're going to get Tori's opinion in a second. Taylor's co-star is a dancer who shared the stage with her on tour. So Tori, what do you think?
I really like the album a lot. I love the first song. If you're interested, I Forgot You Ever Existed. It's great. There's some great songs. I don't love that song. I'm not sure. I don't love certain ones. And that one I do like. Sorry, that was a little confusing. But the ones by Jack.
So you don't love the song called Lover, but you do like it.
I love Lover, but I don't like another song that I thought
And
we were
no,
playing.
I Forgot You Ever Existed was a weird one too. It's kind of like.
I love
what I
that
mean?
song, but I will say the ones by Jack Antonoff, who is was dating Lena Dunham, those are my favorite.
We're losing Hal. Hal, come back.
I lost David.
It's New
Look,
Music Friday.
I lost stage manager David.
Everyone's falling asleep. Right.
If you see Jack Antonoff by their producing on that song, it's a good Taylor song.
Oh boy. All right. Everybody wake up. We got some. Oh no, Al, go back to sleep. We're not done talking about Taylor Swift yet. It's time to check out more of her new album, For New Music. That's what I Oh, wake up, everybody. That's going to wake us up. A lot of people are talking about Taylor's song, The Man. Let's listen. All right.
Okay.
Look, Al's awake still. That's a good sign.
You know,
the song is about.
And I'm like, hey, if you got to go to the post office and you know it's going to be a long line, I would listen. It's just like you're not in a bad mood, but you know, like your day's headed there.
Yeah,
it's an errand running music. I don't really dig it, so I'm going to give it a meh, but I'm open to more Taylor because I liked her last song.
The song is about her thinking if she was a man, how the world would be different. Does that change your mind?
Her life has been a grand slam. I think she won either way.
That is a good point. I would say this. I got to be honest. It's not a huge yes, but it's not a mess. So I'm right here.
50-50.
Yeah. There are better songs for me on that album.
Okay.
Jeff?
I'm a meh.
Yeah. It's not a great song. I agree.
Oh, Steph.
Yeah.
You
I
mad
feel
at?
Nah.
Not bothered.
Yeah. All right.
Sorry.
Steph's not bothered
It's not
by
the
it.
best one on the album, guys.
All right, well, that wasn't good for Taylor. Let's move on to Missy Elliott, okay? Maybe we could agree on this one. The rapper released new music for the first time in 14 years. She dropped 5 songs and a video for the single Throw It Back. Let's watch. Wow.
Yeah.
So Al, come on.
I mean, obvious. It's an obvious yes, but I just feel like she's so underrated. I feel like Missy is the most. Old people love her, young people love her, black folks, white folks, brown folks. Everybody loves
Women
Missy.
love her, men love her.
She like literally is like a unicorn. Like so shout out to Missy. Yeah, I can't wait to play her song.
I have bad taste in music, but I know a good song when I hear one.
There you go, girl.
Oh, dude, love Missy. Yas for Shaw's. That was
We all
terrible.
know that I hate
ruined
doing
the
this.
segment.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. You're scared me
I
for a
thought we were
second.
gonna see it.
This is definitely something to get your freak onto. I like it.
There we go.
Did you get it?
I got another
Get
Missy
it.
song. We'll be right back.
You ready for this? Yeah, we're ready for this. Hi, DBL Nation. It's me. I'm back in my comfy shoes. Nothing has changed in that part. Although I did put on like the heels for the hit that we had like 10 minutes ago. So I stay professional when I have to. Anyway, I want to know what you're up to this weekend. I have a couple things going on. I'm going to go see Joe Rogan tonight. And I don't know if anyone has seen him before. I'm looking around the room again, just to crickets. I want to know if it's funny, if it's worth the ticket price I paid, because I had to get it on StubHub. But I think it's going to be a good time. And then tomorrow I'm going to an event for the Morgan Adams Foundation. It's a foundation that helps kids with cancer, and it's going to be at this airport, and they're going to bring in collector cars and jets, so it'll be really cool to see. I'll be posting photos if you want to just follow me on Instagram. It's my name, basically. It's pretty easy to find me. If you can spell Villanueva, I know it's tough. In Spanish, it means new village, so V-I-L-L-A is village, and new is N-U-E-V-A. So you get a Spanish lesson and a little insight into my last name, all in one. You're welcome. Anyway, I will talk to you later. Please write me about Joe Rogan. Any heads up, any tips, and let me know what you're doing this weekend. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Welcome back to DBL. Today's Hard Threads is all about proving that age ain't nothing but a number. Watch how a computer whiz who happens to be in her 90s is inspiring people by writing a blog. This 97-year-old started a blog to challenge stereotypes about aging. A former nurse, Doris Carnavelli, used to write medical textbooks.
I had been ranting about the fact that I thought aging had gotten a rotten deal, that it was much more pleasant, more exciting, and more challenging than I had been led to believe in books and experience.
When the dean of the University of Washington heard the rant, she encouraged Doris to start writing. With help from her granddaughter, Doris started engaging with aging. Honest but uplifting, the blog brings hope to others and keeps her sharp.
I'm still growing. I'm green.
There you go, Doris. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you.
Guys, I'm actually on a top secret mission right now. I can't really talk. Okay, I can talk a little bit about it. I'm searching for all you nasty people out there who are sharing beauty stuff together. It's terrible. Welcome back, you guys, to another episode of Beauty Blast. Today, I'm back with the beauty police, and we need to go ahead and make sure that we set out something for everyone, alrighty? Come back in a little closer. Stop sharing your cosmetic products with your friends. Okay, remember our mothers told us, your grandmother told you, your auntie, your cousin, and all your best friends, not your best friends, they're the one actually committing the crime with you, but your family has told you for years, we shouldn't share makeup with each other, right? But why do people continue to do it? It doesn't matter, guys, if it's a last minute thing, if you forgot your mascara at home, you're about to go on this hot date, that doesn't mean you reach into your best girlfriend Clarissa's bag and pull out her nasty old Revlon mascara that she's had for 6 years and it's all crusty and nasty and brush it on your beautiful lush lashes. You have to take care of yourself a little bit more than that, baby girl, okay? Or baby boy, you know, do your thing. I wear makeup all the time, so everybody's equal here. However, back to reality, we gotta stop sharing makeup once again. Now, the reason why is because we can spread infection like nobody's business. Even as a makeup artist, I make sure to wipe down and clean and use proper sanitizing products anytime I'm doing eye makeup or any makeup on anyone and in between each client. Now, your best friend, I can tell you're not, they aren't doing that. And there's a problem with that. You're putting yourself at risk for so many different nasty, nasty diseases. Let's not do that anymore, y'all. So do yourself a favor, drop by a 7-Eleven if you really need something and pick up something real quick, or the dollar store if you have to. It's better to use something cheap than to use something that's nasty, okay? I'm Gerard for the Slay once again. Make sure you guys are following me at Gerard for the Slay, and we'll see you guys next time.
Welcome back to DBL. We got one more story that'll knock your socks off.
What a weird way to say it.
That's in the prompter. All right, we're trying to build up this story. Tom Brady made a bold fashion statement this week. He wore quite the hat to the Patriots preseason game against the Carolina Panthers. One user on Twitter said only 3 people in the world can rock this hat: Tom Brady, and Al Jackson.
That's right.
Oh, it said Tom Brady.
Somebody said it, Big Jeff.
This hat is wondering what Tom would look like in other iconic hats. Our graphic design worked very hard on this. Good job, guys. Patriots fans may hate us for the cheese wedge one. If you want more on Tom's hats, no worries. Tom tweeted just a few hours ago, if this was a preseason hat, imagine what I've got planned for the regular season. Oh, Tommy.
I think he looks good.
He looks like he's literally singing That's Amore and riding a gondola.
I'm digging it.
So you like it?
I like it, and I know what's coming, and I like it too.
What's coming? Set it up.
Al Jackson in his
All right, there's a visual of Tom Brady. Now, yeah.
I love Al in that yellow hat. It does it for me. I like that.
Yellow hat.
That yellow hat suits it.
I got to say, if you got to, the yellow hat.
There was a moment, if you guys don't know, where they did a 2-man crew. It's a segment with those two, and they went to Gorin Brothers to get hats, and I guess something went down, and he came back with like 10 bags.
Why did you say something went
what
down?
What happened in that hat stop?
Well, they do offer you some beverages while you're browsing, and
did that influence your
Al
decision?
fell under the influence of.
I was just into a hat phase.
Explain the beret, because that's the one that.
The beret is one of those things that seems like a good idea. You're like, I'm gonna wear this all the time, and then
you wore that out of the store.
You were so proud. You were so proud.
You wore it out. I remember you wore it out.
You wore it in here to the studio.
Yeah, we came back here.
Yeah.
I didn't know such a traumatizing event that you guys are all commiserating about when you saw the hat.
Because you walked in with such confidence, and we're like, is that a beret with a pom-pom?
It was.
Hey, Al. You look good, buddy.
Thanks.
That yellow one is good. The yellow one
is. Rock it, buddy. I love it. All right. I like that image for the audience for the weekend. Have a good one, guys. We'll see you Monday.